Alright, go ahead and continue. Go ahead and start it. We should be live now.
So, because for the streams, tell me it's already in 3 minutes.
It should be up now. I just hit the live button. Here, I can go check it real quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be live now.
Yep, we're good.
Alright, let's continue.
Oh shit.
What happened?
Alright, where the fuck were we?
You forgot what side quest you were doing?
Yeah, okay, we got that one.
Hello, Kev. Hello, Smosh.
Hey, how's it going?
Hang on. Rio Virgil versus Kratos. That should be a win for Kratos. Rio Virgil doesn't scale that high.
It's a name, I think.
I don't even think Rio Virgil has that many hacks either.
There may be something that can get
What's that?
I mean, you could argue.
Weird.
Virgil to Uni. That's about it.
I mean, I'll say, like, you can do some weird limbo scaling shenanigans, but, like, I don't really. I mean, it's potentially viable.
To us, the Bifrost lights our way.
But I don't know if you. I don't know if limbo scaling is fair game. I mean, technically it's valid. Well, no. If you believe he scales to limbo, that's not uni. That's probably like that's. I mean, that'd be at least high uni. It's not just baseline uni.
Well, the argument is that Dante has a statement in the reboot that. Oh, okay. His double trigger warps the world.
That can't be it. No, the uni argument would just be scaling them to limbo. Because Mundus is amped by, like, the gate, and they can fuck with, like, things in limbo. I think Virgil's even stated he can, like, destroy sections of limbo in the comic. Or he can purify sections of limbo. It would just be scaling to being able to control and, like, destroy limbo. That's, like, the only way you can get, like, a uni argument out of them.
So when I was told about was the DT for Dante warping the world.
No, that's kind of silly. Oh, hello, Mangler.
Hola.
Hello.
Yeah, no. With the only argument can reboot Virgil winning versus Kratos? No, I would say it's iffy. I'll go through it myself. I don't really scale the reboot all that much, but I'd have to go through it again.
I don't think the reboot has anything.
Anyways,
No matter how low you get.
with the uni argument, can reboot Virgil win versus Kratos? No. Okay, so assuming they're both low 2C, reboot Virgil has nothing that scales to Kratos' speed. Even if we just give Kratos, like, infinite, I think that's still... What? What was that, Mangler?
Well, no, I said, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, scaling. This is better than, like, reboot Virgil.
I forgot the speed part.
I mean, technically, if we're not counting for Yamato, because even in the reboot, Yamato can cut through things that are considered to be invulnerable.
I mean, but at this point though, we'd have to like discuss speed though. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. If you think he's slower, then he would just lose. I guess if he wins, then it's like it depends on if you have a version of Prince that has like penalties. That's only if you think he's like.
Yeah, I forgot the speed part. I mean, like, again, unless you want to try making some arguments that fucking, because I think Limbo stayed to be endless, you can make some arguments that maybe, like, Mundus can traverse Limbo, but I don't think it's ever shown.
No. we never see him interact with him. No, that's maybe the nice. We don't really get that. We don't get that interaction.
Kratos is a measurable or inaccessible speed or past that.
He's infinite.
So, tech immeasurable speed. So that's gonna be up for debate. Infinite is usually where he's put at. I know there's an immeasurable speed argument in God of War 4 for him, or I guess is it infinite or inaccessible? Is what, because he scales to.
They argue it's immeasurable.
No. I mean like, what would his feat be for infinite? Is it just infinite for Kratos in the demon world, or not demon world, the underworld, or so he scales to light of Helios technically.
No, so the infinite.
So is that infinite or inaccessible?
The Valkyries has to do with the Valkyries being able to traverse the branches of the Yggdrasil.
I'm not talking about the Valkyries, by the way. All I know about is the Valkyries argument, so that's the only one I know about.
I mean, there's several ones that they use. Like the Yggdrasil intersecting all planes of existence at the same time, which isn't immeasurable. I've heard that one. Then there's one that's used for the Greek pantheon as well. It's an accessible speed. It's just infinite speed, but when it's literally just mathematically infinite speed, but it's a term that's used by power stealers from character stats and profiles because they wanted a way to be able to blitz infinite speed characters without just saying that they wanted to do that.
So, giving it a little more neutrally, since Mangler can't control himself a little bit. Basically, infinite, inaccessible speed is a feat for infinite. It is their Helios traversing the world, which is infinite. Yeah. So inaccessible speed is being able to move in 0 time, whereas infinite speed is being able to traverse an infinite distance in a finite amount of time. Also, that isn't the immeasurable argument. The fuck, lol. So technically, it's just meant to categorize feats differently.
What is your immeasurable argument? I guarantee you've heard it before. Shouldn't be anything new.
Anyways, it's like the flashlight running death amount. Technically, I don't even think the flashlight running death is actually all that impressive. I'm gonna lower this a little bit for now, because I don't think the Black Racer just scales above Flash, above Flash, right? I mean that's good, but I don't think that's anything he can really get. He's just faster. Is he even faster than the Flash? Because the Black Racer chases them, right? He doesn't actually overtake them. He just chases them until they get tired.
I would say you could solve that problem by having a different type of mentality, but I don't know if the Black Racer actually negates or nullifies it.
Well, so I know the lore for the Black Racer is he's supposed to chase down flashes. It has to deal with the realm being between realms as they transcend in time. I think Mangler mentioned that one before, actually.
Deal with the realm between realms that transcend at time.
And Kratos moves inside of it.
You have to prove that's transcended to linear time. Time as it flows forwards and backwards.
Do I have your thing? I do not. Hello.
Transcendence is a weird thing to argue in God of War because transcendence as a term is only used, I think, 3 times in the entire series. It's relatively a new term to be used, as it's only dropped.
Are we talking?
In a conversation between Zeus and Poseidon, and in the context for its use in territories, territorial. It's really weird. But then it gets brought up again, and it's being used in the context of explaining space and time between the various realms of the Yggdrasil. So it's a very different context.
Hang on. The realm between realms, you mean that blue location in God of War 4 that you walk through? It's transcendent.
Transcendent the times of that would just. This is why we have to define.
Mangler, fix your mic.
Again.
Yes, the void.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. It's transcendent at time. Bro, you guys are sick fucks. It's your fan base. Anyways, it's just in that time since we know that compass doesn't exist outside the Yggdrasil that transcends time. I'd have to ask the question, the Yggdrasil is the one with the statement of transcending space and time. Why would we assume the location it's in also transcends space and time? Because as far as I know, the location it's in is just an empty void, right? Persona, you mean Adachi? The only good part about Persona. But this shouldn't change all Persona games to just Adachi. Just have Adachi play every character. Silence. Guys, I checked my channel for the first time in years. I have 1 sub. I'm on the rise. Good shit, J Warrior. Good shit. Put her there. Because it is a space that isn't bounded by the Yggdrasil.
So we're going to argue the demon world transcends time then? Since Dante and
Hang on, guys.
That'd be crazy.
Try. Do control yourselves a little bit. Hang on.
You sound like Rob or something.
Down, boys. Anyways, okay, because it's a space that...
Get back to whatever it is you were doing. According to
wait. Wouldn't it make more sense that just time doesn't exist then? Like, wouldn't it just make more sense to argue the void doesn't have time at all? Like, why? Like, so the problem I'm asking is because the tree transcends space and time, but as far as we know, the only space and time that exists is on the tree. Why would we assume the realm has the same properties if it's not stated? It just makes more sense the realm doesn't have a space or time.
What is going on with this?
Unless there's unless the void's discussed further in like guidebooks or something, I'm just not aware of that. I was gonna say, like, I mean, like, well, I mean, I guess that one's a little weird, because the logic's not like unfounded technically. If you believe transcending time and space makes you immeasurable by default, then it's not unfounded. But I don't. I mean, it would, but the tree transcends time, so would it make sense for it to be inaccessible? Well, so my question is the void specifically, because the argument for this is being able to move in the void. But the void, as far as I know, has no statements. Well, the argument isn't transcending time. No. Let me go up here. The argument is it's transcendent of time since we know it encompasses and exists outside of the Yggdrasil that transcends time. So, did I misunderstand your argument there? Because I'm under the impression the argument's about transcending time because the tree transcends time and he moves in that transcended, quote-unquote, transcended space. Anyways, can people make a character with wall level and faster in time or not? Theoretically, but at that point people will just probably say it's just like resistance. Did Ymir, the first giant, come out of the void? I'm just asking. I'm not too sure actually. Do one of you guys know that or no? You can argue the void would logically be just in that time. It would, but the tree transcends time, so wouldn't we? I feel like Again, if your standard for immeasurable is that seems fine. I'd prefer having a statement for the void itself. Because you are moving on the branches of the Yggdrasil. So, I guess you... Well, aren't you just moving outside of time and space at that point? Like, wouldn't you... Because, again, so, time and space are on the tree. As far as we know, that's where time and space is located, period. The tree transcends time and space. Time and space, as far as we know, are on the tree. So at that point, Kratos is, I guess he is moving outside of time and space? I wouldn't say that by alone is transcendent, but he is technically moving outside. Actually, hang on. We gotta fix Devil's Death counter real quickly. The space should be transcendent in linear time. Okay, like, why can't it just be outside of it? Like, why can't it just be a place outside of space and time, though? Like, why does it have to transcend it? That's kind of where I'm, like, a little confused on. Because, again, the tree has the statement of transcending, that's fine. But, like, why can't the void just be outside of space and time? And Kratos can move inside this realm? No, yeah, I mean, he can move inside of it. That's, well, he can move inside of it as long as he has the item, right? Because that's how he gets in. Or does the item not need it to, is it ever stated the items need to move around? Welcome back, Mangler. Hang on. What was it?
Yeah, just you're scratching the mic, so I'll just have to deal with that, I suppose.
Wow. Sure, it's outside a tree. I haven't answered my question. Ymir, the first giant. Mangler, do you remember if Ymir came out of the void or no?
I'm kind of tired right now. I'm having a hard time remembering details about this game.
Wow. Let me look it up real quickly. Also, Zim, thoughts on the necessary remake in the Summer Game Festival? I don't understand why they're remaking The Last of Us.
How do we define transcendence here? Because transcendence has multiple different meanings. It doesn't just mean to be like above something in terms of like dimensionality. And even being outside something is kind of like you need context for how that's like represented within the verse. Seems like a very vague argument to me. Transcendence would just mean completely beyond. Well, you have to prove that. Like, you have to prove that in the context of the statement. Because, like, transcendence doesn't just mean completely beyond. That's not even, like, a general usage of transcendence. And that wouldn't even be the case for the terminology of transcendence within God of War. Because, as I've explained, it already has a completely different meaning in God of War.
Alright, hang on.
Used to describe territorial control.
The page.
By definition. No, it's not by definition. You're just wrong.
Oh, hang on.
That's not even consistent in God of War.
Just for a moment. Okay, so according to the God of War series...
You mean God of War? So let me explain this to you. In one of the God of War novels, Poseidon specifically states that the Oceanus is coming back to fight him, and then he seeks to regain transcendence over his realm. Would you argue in that context that it means beyond? You're wrong. Lol, what the fuck? I am not.
Okay.
I have the number right here.
Hang on. Okay, so, J Warrior, I do have the answer. According to the God of War series, in the beginning there was nothing, merely the Great Void, known as, not gonna pronounce that, along with the ancient elements of fire and ice. Fire and ice would come together to form the lifeblood.
You have to prove that?
Okay, so basically, it seems that Ymir was created by fire and ice that was inside the Great Void. Do we have any statements on when time was created?
Well, the novels are not a separate canon piece.
Yeah, they're literally stated to be the official ones. They're written and worked on by the authors.
Kev,
about them by the writers who didn't even work on them. They still consider them secondary canon. That was stated by Ariel Lawrence, who had no involvement in the writing, or no authority to speak on it at all. Even Stig. Again, they aren't the same people. No. So that's incorrect. They're made by Marianne. What's her name? Krantz. She actually worked directly on God of War 1, God of War 2, and God of War 3.
Hang on. Kev, do you know if there's a statement of when time was created in the Norse pantheon or no? Because I was going to say...
I think that was the Frost Giant, or not the Frost Giant, but...
No. So secondary canon doesn't make it a separate canon. Secondary canon means that it is not within, like... that it is not the primary medium or format for which the story is being told. That would be the games. In this case, like, mangas or novels. Well, God of War doesn't have mangas, but it had, like, comics, for example.
The Norse pantheon. Is there any statement of when time started in the Norse pantheon? Because depending on when time starts, I don't think that works for the Void. If time started in the Void... BRB Zim Gang? Alright. That's not what I'm telling you.
What exactly are you telling me? How about we stick it on VC sometime, England? I mean, sure. I mean, I can just explain it for you right now. It's actually pretty simple. Secondary canon doesn't make something non-canon to primary canon. That's actually not what secondary canon is designed to do. It's usually supposed to tell more information about the same story. Though it doesn't usually cover the main story. In the case of God of Wars 1, 2, and 4's novel actually follow their stories and parallel them. They're actually a lot closer to reference material because they're kind of like director's cuts of those games, because they just give more introspection on what happens in those games. Sure, they can have a little bit of inconsistencies, but it really just depends on what scenes or things we're talking about, because if we go scene by scene by scene for each of the games, I can guarantee you the games doesn't have interpretations about a lot of scenes.
There's a statement with that in Norse. That's a shame. Because if there was a statement, that would be perfect. Because that would easily make or break this argument real easy. You think the writers would answer that question or no?
I know what the definitions do. You don't have to tell me. Well, you stated it incorrectly, so apparently I kind of do. You argued secondary canon is not canon to the main story. That's objectively wrong. In
fairness, the argument was more along the lines of, I don't really need it. Well, okay, so Kev, not to be that guy, but you know, I'm sure you should know this by now. Most people will believe what they want to believe when it comes to a verse with let's say, varying amounts of evidence depending on what they believe. But if you're trying to convince somebody, you want more evidence for something. You want to make your arguments more concrete. You know, I think that's what everyone strives for. That's not what I mean exactly. I was just talking about the case of the novels. No. So like that's why I'm saying, like, if you guys had a statement that would like either make or break the argument.
So what you're trying to say is the God of War novels specifically take place in a secondary canon setting.
Let me explain. They basically, the claim would be they are an alternate timeline due to the differences. I'm talking to Mingler, by the way.
I've heard this claim before. It's
okay.
Than what you're saying. It's still wrong, but like I understand. Thank you for the clarification.
Well, I'll say like, yeah, I would assume you heard this claim before because like I told you about it because that's what they told me about. Remember?
Well, I don't remember it being called secondary canon because secondary canon.
Is they just called it an alternate timeline. That's the stance on it.
Secondary canon is a very different terminology usage.
Yeah, no, I tell them about the arguments. You can say it's wrong. We can discuss it on VC.
All right, it's not going to change anything.
Look at you, digging their heels in. Anyways, and yeah, no. Then if you get a measurable speed off that, then yeah, no, for sure. Then like, Rio Virgil loses. Still though. It is a little weird though, because he has like no void resistance, which is kind of weird. Because he walks around, logically he walks around in the void, but if you jump off the void, you get completely like erased. Actually, that reminds me, Devil, you finally got those fucking lightning arrows you've been like talking about so much?
No, we're about to.
I was gonna say, because you guys keep praising those lightning arrows, and I don't see them anywhere.
You will not stop looking at them after we get them. They're very good. They're very strong.
That's their game. They make Capreus less of a dead weight.
While I'm helping out, I'll drop the invite to my server to use him. You can send it to Mangler. Alright, man. Take care, mate. Where's my lightning arrow out? For reals. That's all this guy was after, was lightning arrows.
Damn. That's all we came up here for. Fucking hell.
I'm sorry, Devil.
Sorry. Fucking death. For a piece of shitty armor.
Story of your life, huh?
Hang on. This thing's being
Oh wait, what's down here?
awful.
Still though, regarding Ryu Hayabusa versus Kratos, that would just depend on where you scale Kratos and where you scale Ryu Hayabusa. I mean, it also depends on speed too, to some extent. Because if you Glaciator installment, Boy of War, LCD, gotta say like if you believe in measurable speed Kratos. There is an argument to be made that Vigor and Garud, based off their statements, would be a measurable speed as well, and that would backscale, but I'm not too sure on that one. I have to go back and recheck it.
I'm always here for another installment of Boy of War. Ooh. Actually, God of War, definitely. Boy of War is the next installment of the series.
All right.
Also, we're back to the Bluetooth because the earbuds just don't work.
All right. I've sent you a link if you want to do it. Rhea would win if...
Oh, I thought he was talking about DMing me directly.
Guys, question, am I in the wrong for liking to play this game? No. You can like whatever you want. Like, I mean, a lot of people like God of War 4's gameplay. Like, I mean, if you like it, you like it.
I mean, if you want to look at it like some weird Souls variant, that actually makes it a lot more enjoyable. Though you kind of have to, just get like a little bit of build variety.
Me, it's okay liking what you like. Mangler, yeah, but it's still kind of trash.
I didn't say it was trash. I said you look at it with a specific perspective. So
if you really twist my arm, it's an alright game. That is exactly what you are telling me.
Things that are pulled directly from schemes.
That's good.
No, it's not. Look at the control scheme. They're literally designed like the Souls games.
They did state that they information from Souls.
Bruh. That doesn't change the
It's
fact.
not even that.
That doesn't change the fact that Mangler over here is like, oh yeah, you can like what you want, but it's still trash. How am I? How the fuck am I the wholesome one in comparison?
Dude, I didn't say Dark Souls was bad at all. I just said if you have a mindset that looks towards Dark Souls, I actually enjoy playing the game. Because there are things in it that are similar to Dark Souls. Why don't you just say it's garbage? Do you think I think Dark Souls is garbage?
Yes.
I don't. I think it's a good franchise.
Alright, I'm gonna try this fucking knee now.
Dark Souls scaling was trash, but I agree with Neo on most of the Dark Souls scaling, except for like 2B Dark Souls. Other than that, like I agree with him on pretty much like everything, scaling wise. What do you mean? Zid is the one over here. He doesn't even scale Dark Souls.
I don't need to scale Dark Souls. I already know the second game is the strongest. That being said, regarding protagonist swaps, again, I do want to finish off Kratos going through DMC, but I think I might want to put Kratos through Strangers of Paradise. I think it's a lot more closer to his actual gameplay loop than I would have imagined. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
I haven't played Final Fantasy.
That's okay. That's okay. You can listen.
We were doing hack and slashes only.
Stranger of Paradise
for the time being.
Stranger of Paradise is a hack and slash.
let me see this gameplay.
Look up Stranger of Paradise.
Only the JoJo rats.
Ah, he killed him for me.
Nice.
Well, you're free to have your own opinion, which sounds like a lame excuse for having a trash opinion. Look, guys, I know I base a lot of my positions on empiricism, but I'll never say your opinion is trash. I'll question why you give your opinion.
You will not question it as trash. You will insinuate it's trash, but you'll never say it's trash.
I definitely do insinuation. That's fair. But the most thing that I insinuate is why is the opinion being given? That's the thing I attack. Is what is the intended purpose of giving an opinion?
He claims.
Usually,
go ahead, continue.
most commonly, why is an opinion given if a person doesn't know about a verse? I don't say their opinion is garbage. What I say is why are they giving their opinion?
If you say so. I believe you.
Okay, but you have enough of proof to say your opinion is valid. Okay, that's a fair insinuation. That's a fair insinuation to imply of me. That is part of what I'm getting at. It's more just like a general knowledge position. Like I think people shouldn't be making claims about verses that they don't. They're free to make those claims. I just think they're gonna get. I'm kind of trying to give them some leeway. Like that's me putting them on notice. Like, hey, maybe it's not a good idea to talk about it.
Back to the wheel.
Good job, Dole.
Thank you. There were times
Okay.
we got this.
I think depending on campus, it's like technically if you were doing specifics, it's like millions of times. Very fast. Fast boys. Oh.
Tired already?
Nice proof, but it's not enough. Still training. I wish I was that shallow. There have been times when I've been very like.
Times?
Hey. There have been events where I've been inclined to act that way, but I will really like. I will either be very, very, very logical, or I will just explode. There's no in between.
All right.
There is no like moderately measured me.
I came in late, so what was Kevin y'all arguing about? I mean, that's fair. But, so Kev was saying there's an argument for measurable speed Kratos based off moving in the void, outside of the world tree.
Uh-huh.
Mangler,
Then he argued for what?
Mangler says he's more energetic. No, his blood probably got pumpy a little bit after the discussion with Kev.
No, so it didn't. Unironically, I'm actually constantly. I did get off of work because all these streams do happen late at night, but like I'm also falling down off like a sugar rush because I did just have like 2 more sodas and the rush is dropping. Tired. Well, so I do get energetic when I have conversations with people on the stream, and that's true. Kev did after he was asking about basically providing his position on the tree. He then argued that the God of War novels are separate canon, and then he insinuated that like secondary canon means separate canon. He said that's not what he was referring to, but then I was really questioning like why would he even bring the term secondary canon and state that statement if he didn't mean that.
The idea behind it is that it's a secondary reference material in reference to the game, so it shouldn't be used.
Oh man, like
Good
I
luck.
guess by that logic we can't use any Word of God statements because it's secondary reference material.
As far as I know, I don't think they do anymore.
They don't use Word of God?
I don't think they do any. I could be wrong, but I don't think they do anymore. Because last time I had a discussion with TGNK, he made it very clear that he is not fond of Word of God.
how they use authors.
To be fair, I would argue they're like a different group of people now. Whether or not you want to take that as a good or a bad thing, as a result of nice one, Devil. You ran into a stationary set of spikes. Beautiful.
Not the first time I've done it. It won't be the last either.
Yeah, they've changed a lot of their scaling positions, I think, since the last time we talked to them.
Stationary sets. I've been there before.
Because I was gonna say,
are you talking about last time or the last like major set?
The last major time we talked. Because I was gonna say like, because
Well, so when I say major time, I'm actually thinking way before that conversation we recently had.
Well, when I said last time, I meant like when you guys had debate. Granted, you didn't debate Kev, you debated Ken, but like the point I'm trying to make is like their stances I think have changed quite a bit since then, and I don't think nice, absolutely wonderful.
Oh, like in.
You are just.
Their stances have definitely changed.
Yeah, so I'm pretty because TG&K believes in death of the author, or at least he believes in death of the author when he was telling me about it. He's a very big, as far as I could tell, I couldn't misrepresent him. If you know he's watching or if someone's watching, let them know. I'm pretty sure he 100% supports death of the author.
Wait, I didn't know that. Hold up. I did not know that he supports death of the author.
Yeah, he supports death of the author. No, technically the first Mangler clone is technically Kyle. Or Devil, depending. It wasn't directly Neo. Yeah, no. He's
no, Balrog. Devil did not come first.
It was Balrog? Alright.
Right.
I got my own lore wrong. Yeah, no. But yeah, he's a big supporter of Death of the Author. He does not think it's valid.
Okay, well there goes half the scaling of his verse. That's an interesting position. Like, imagine. I mean, I've always wondered what
I think he's mentioned it on his videos before that he doesn't use author statement.
The author looks like, but now I guess I know.
Mangler, can you tell the ID numbers of your first clone before you name him Kyle?
That information is classified.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, fuck! I suddenly fixed Devil's fucking death counter.
Neo's the English first off. No, it's Neo. Devil. Fake news. It's Balrog. He was always the first one. You guys just can't tell the difference because you think we're all the same person. Somehow.
Hang on. Where did you end off here, Devil?
Wait, that one's not.
Dubs aren't finished.
Kill his opponent for death.
Aquaman. I think Aquaman is probably the more popular one.
How am I going to reverse engineer to make clones? How are you going to reverse engineer yourself?
Just can't.
Well, apparently, Fetty, if you form a podcast with people and you have enough of them talk around you enough times with differing mic qualities, there's a chance people will mistaken them for your clones. Because that seems to be what happened here. Yeah, that's just to go back to that thing you mentioned. Like, that's just so weird. That's incredibly weird. Insanely contradictory, but like that's. I mean, if he doesn't use author statements anymore, okay, but like that absolutely nerfs the crap out of his verse. And he loses so much stuff.
Not necessarily. Well, at least.
Oh yeah, it does.
I mean, I guess that.
If we go by the actual author statements that they have available, that deletes like a majority of their text. It deletes the information regarding like Power of Hope. It deletes like backscaling.
I believe the Power of Hope statements are in the guidebook as well. That he was going to destroy it. I could be wrong.
He was going to do what?
I believe Power of Hope going to destroy fear was stated in the guidebook as well. If I remember.
No. So you're mistaken. I'm referring to the statements of what it does to revive Kratos. because that specificity is not provided in the guidebook or in the game, both of which I have checked. And you lose that information if you reject or if you apply or believe in death loop, because you have to throw them all off their statements.
Hang on. I go with Kratos being low 2C at max 2C and infinite speed. That's where I'm at.
That's a pretty solid place to have it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not helping.
That's like what you can definitively prove. Like that's what's like non-negotiable. I just don't think like.
You just don't think it scales to the Greek pantheon.
I think the intention was to make him uni, but they fucked up when they created a pantheon. That at least they created a pantheon specifically with based around people's beliefs. Like the fucking Icarus still literally has a statement that it's an artistic. Its form is just an artistic representation of what these people believe. They never even get to see the proof that it's an abstraction and all. That's. I know it's not directly related to pantheons, but that's like a small part of the bigger problem. So you're saying it's RNG based?
I think it's a friend of the clones. No, yeah, I'm for things are friend of the clowns there. Alright, so
I cannot confirm, but I cannot deny that it's RNG based. Because it did take a very long time for you guys to mistaken me with Balrog.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure the game cheated there, because I don't even think it actually went through normally. I think it just randomly fucking just stopped. Or randomly just stopped and then went.
Like, I don't think anyone was assuming that Balrog was, like, me. Until, like, a month ago or so. Not that long. Actually, no, not a month ago. Probably about 2 or 3 months ago. Just wanted to be on the safe side.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, most people would have Kratos at like too low 2C, 2C infinite speed. That's usually most people do have them. If you power scale anyway. Personally, I think that's fair game. Well, so the only argument against that is the tree transcending space and time by its description, and the infinite timelines. Because technically, if you transcend the infinite timelines, that should be a 2A feat. Technically, at face value.
I mean, I just want to say that, like, as far as the transcendent statements go, this is applied regardless of the verse I do. This is also with DMC that you need context for transcendence's usage. This is something that I was trying to discuss with Kev, and this along with kind of God of War scalers in general, is that every time they see a transcendent statement, they automatically assume it applies to power when the characters fighting each other, or requires it applies to being like above or beyond something dimensionally when referring to like locations. They just automatically like apply the context. They apply whatever context they need for the purposes of that thing without actually examining the text or the information in the lore of the statements in question.
I mean, in fairness, though, I don't think there's any really other way to interpret the transcendent statement for the Yggdrasil.
You can, because that's so the statements for the so for starters, the well you just mentioned, that's not the argument that's used to explain why it would be applicable. Though that argument wouldn't apply to the millennium.
Could you repeat that again?
What?
Could you repeat that again? You cut out like halfway through there.
Which part?
Like from the beginning to like the middle.
I don't know what the beginning and the middle.
I think you were saying something about the well. You started with the well.
Yes. So I was saying like the transcendent statement wouldn't be applicable to the well, because that's not like the transcending time, transcending space. Like that's referring to what's within like the pantheon, or not the pantheon, realms of this. But that isn't applicable because the timelines within.
Okay, hang on. Did you say the timelines wouldn't be a space on it?
No. I said the timelines within the. That's good.
Get the mic closer to
I
your
said
mouth.
the timelines are a separate space within the.
Okay, so your claim is that they're separate from the tree, so they won't apply to the tree statement.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they're completely different dimension of time and space entirely.
Wasn't there?
That's also without mentioning that they're in an extremely unique place. Like they're not in the realms in the same manner. They're in the one same consistent position in order to keep the scaffolding. Oh, at least that's the well. That's not the timelines. The timelines are in a different space. But that's also not the argument that was initially presented. Why? I'm sure they just argue the be. You have to actually like.
Well, from the way Ken made it.
The other one was that basically the light of Alphine transcends all things.
Well, I was gonna say.
Argued that statement of transcendence.
Well, I was gonna say the way Kev made it sounded like just off the statement of transcending space and time is where they got it from. Also, Devil's Dead.
That's what it is.
It's not the only one. Like I've seen similar arguments made. In fact, that wasn't even the argument that was made for the well. Actually, I know they don't like to use the well as much because it's not airtight. They stopped using it because they realized.
Do you watch their content often? Because you keep claiming they update their arguments, but I don't know where. Anyways, one second. Wasn't there a statement of Zeus being able to fold Balder? Am I wrong? No. So the statement is the question was, could Zeus beat Thor? And what the writer responded is that a better matchup would be Zeus versus Odin, implying that Zeus can fight Odin.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, I was gonna say, can you not die? Can you not die to burn damage in this game?
Oh, you can. It's just not on the highest difficulty because it just automatically takes down to like 1 health.
I see. No, there's a Dia statement comparing Zeus and Balder. Is there?
Can we think for a moment that we went from Dante's Universal to Dante's Shoots and you die anyway?
What?
I don't understand that statement.
Is that on VSB or no?
I'm pretty sure he's referring to the where someone asked Bruno who is stronger, who would win in a fight between Zeus and Balder, and someone just said Zeus. Bruno said Zeus.
Did they
just
wait?
as like, yeah.
Did they actually fucking ask about Zeus versus Balder? I just remember Zeus versus Thor.
No, it was Zeus versus Balder specifically.
Yeah,
that's what people use as the main premise of the argument. That with along with statements from.
Wait, that brings up. Doesn't that technically bring up a problem then? Because
what problem, man?
Doesn't that mean that Zeus will be able to bypass Balder's immortality?
Technically.
So wouldn't that contradict the statement of like being the strongest magic?
Shush.
Well, no, like now we're getting into some problems here.
That's the only problem we have with the statement? Shut
up.
I can list another one we have.
No, I backscale it, you don't, so we have differences there.
No. That's not what I'm. Also, my mind just went blank.
Alright.
What am I saying? Some questions.
Bruno answered Zeus with full ball.
Go ahead. I remember.
Who would win, Buddha versus Sasaki? Technically, Buddha should.
So I was gonna say that that presents a problem for Bruno Valquez specifically because he already answered a question about like the differences between like younger and older Kratos. And he specifically believes like there's no differences between like younger and older Kratos.
Well, I mean, let's be
Like
let's be clear here. There's enough evidence that Kratos is not in peak condition until maybe the end of the game, or like full strength till the end of the game.
So the problem is that like the guy who's answering this question that thinks that like Zeus would hold Baldur is the same guy that thinks God of War 4 Kratos is the same strength as God of War 3 Kratos. It doesn't matter what side of this you're on. That doesn't look good for consistency.
I mean, you could.
Like, it doesn't matter if you believe like God of War 4 Kratos is the.
I mean, you could argue by the end of God of War 4, Kratos is back to like his old strength.
It doesn't really matter. Like the point is that he still thinks God of War 4 Kratos is the same level of strength as God of War 3 Kratos. The same Kratos. I really agree. So, the point is that that's a pretty big inconsistency between just like two statements. This is kind of what happens when you fish for Word of God statements. Defeating Baldur and killing Baldur are two different things. I know, but like, you're not killing Baldur. Are you really beating him? As Kratos demonstrates throughout the entire game, defeating him doesn't really mean anything in the long run because he just keeps coming back. I'm not gonna lie, the whole cosmology planes of this and Cooper really just made it number to make it.
Are you fucking kidding?
Did you die again, Devil?
You mean by the planes of the
Yep. You'd think for a game like this, they wouldn't have you be attacked by people off screen.
Well, they wanted to do that that way you were more in the mindset of Kratos. That attacks could come from any angle.
Alright. So could Kratos just not jump?
They could also.
It has no need for the jump.
They could also just have done it because you know, it inspired a lot of inspiration from books. And you're
Lies. And Corey really made a number to make everyone confused.
constantly being.
That's weird. I didn't know they actually asked the direct question on that.
Seems like
Can you fix your mic? Defeating Baldur and killing Baldur are two different things. I mean, but Kratos never.
Probably because I wanted to.
Kratos never really defeats Baldur, though. No, Baldur just like he just throws Baldur away basically, and then Baldur comes back. Like he doesn't really defeat him. I mean, you could argue snapping his neck and throwing him off is defeat, but like, how long? Like Baldur gets up almost instantly, right? Like that's how good his healing factor is. Or I guess his immortality in this case. Healing factor is not the right word.
But also say the Zeus beating Baldur also presents a problem. Now, granted, he does remove the immortality type that like the Titans have. He's able to remove it to things that would basically prevent them from having, like, he's able to interact with different types of immortality and nullify them. So, and dies in his fights specifically because of his immortality.
Wow. Why do you just gotta talk shit about everyone else's immortality just because it's not DMC? The way Corey said,
Shit about his immortality. Okay, did you not listen to what I didn't say? He had a shitty immortality. I said arguing Zeus beats Baldur presents a problem of consistency because Zeus is a character that is shown to be able to negate immortalities. So if you have a character walking into battle with another character who's win con is can you beat my immortality? No guy. Versus a character who can negate and nullify immortalities. That seems like a
So Zeus just kills Baldur then. Pretty simple.
okay, yeah, but like that like doesn't that fuck with like other statements as well?
It only really fucks the one about being the strongest magic.
Then we accept that statement.
And then we also have to consider the fact that that would just confirm that not everything the gods have scaled to Kratos, which brings in the question: do their healing factor scale, etc., etc. Hey, Cam, what's up?
The way Corey says confuses people to think they're planets, and then the art dev.
His name is not General Kenobi.
Well, hang on. Would you even say, like, I mean, like, I know it seems a little strange to ask, but, like, Kratos can hold Baldur, like, at bay pretty fucking easily by the end of the game. Like, Baldur breaks out Kratos' grip because of, like, fucking, like, what's-her-face, right? Better than Thor's axe? Well, this isn't Thor's axe. This is Kratos' wife axe. I forgot what her name was. Phaea's axe? I think her name is Faye. Phaea? No, yeah, it's... What?
Record of Ragnarok, Sasaki knows everything.
Sasaki does not have mind reading powers. Sasaki does not have mind reading powers. Sasaki has the ability to predict your movements based off how you move. It's called Leviathan Axe.
That's analytical prediction. Really do it.
No, so he just has prediction. So it's not a case of he can read your mind. It's a case that he can read your muscles, so to speak. Anyways, no, the Blades of Chaos are very...
Analytical prediction.
I guess.
I mean, it's like a muscle version of it. It's a muscle version.
Oh no! He can scan everything in creation.
It'd be limited.
No. He can scan and read everything in creation as it moves all at once.
What?
What? You seem confused.
Okay, so explain this ability to me.
Okay, so Sasaki has the ability in his head.
What the ability is.
In his head, Sasaki has the ability, after watching someone move and fight, he can perfectly recreate them in their head and plan out their moves by finding them in his head like thousands of times over. But during the final portion of the fight, so let's say you walk into an arena with this guy. The second you walk in, he can immediately know exactly how you're going to attack and all your moves because he can replay the fight millions of times in his head. The universe speaks sweet nothings into that man's ears of God. I mean, you can just read it for yourself. It would just be like hyper analysis because he even goes on to say he can scan all of creation.
Yeah, that's just wholesale information analysis.
That's probably
because he can just see something, can analyze it and all of its properties, and then apply it immediately.
Yes. Now, just to be clear, just because he can analyze it doesn't mean he can beat it immediately. Because if you are faster than him, he can't like really do much about it.
Sure, but for people that are comparable or weaker than him, that's kind of...
Oh yeah. Kratos' axe is greater than Thor's. Is equal to Thor's hammer. Brock, who made both weapons, thinks the Blade of Chaos are special in comparison. No, the Blades of Chaos are stronger by default. Like, there's statements that they're stronger. They technically have, like, I think a feat of working in Helheim. Something along those lines. So, like, yeah, no, the Blades of Chaos are better. I think it's even stated in the novel the Blades of Chaos might be stronger, right? That might be the guidebook. Ironically enough, the one God of War game we didn't go through at all is the one game we're playing on stream.
Oh, we're just gonna go through it all. Alright.
You're pretty tired, mate.
I don't know. Well, it is like 12:46 where I'm at. And I had 2 orange sodas. And I'm sure
Sasaki has evolution over combat. He adapted Poseidon, who could blitz him in the past. Yeah, he can start keeping up with Poseidon as the fight progresses, but it's a little bit questionable if that progression occurs as a result of him just getting... no, actually he just gets faster, right? He just gets faster. It's been a fat minute since I've read the fight, but I think he does just get faster. He does predict him more effectively, but I think he does just get faster to dodge certain attacks. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I finally started repairing my back a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
Did I tell you I got a new mattress?
No. Oh, yeah, you did mention you got a new mattress. I was convinced that wasn't going to work, but it seems it is.
It feels so good. Yeah, I just want low adrenaline levels today. What do you mean adrenaline? Is that how you think I determine my stamina? Is based on my, I guess that's like not completely scientifically inaccurate. I feel like there's a little bit.
Wait, it's all stated he gets stronger over time, and obviously he gets faster, otherwise it wouldn't make sense for him to react. I do remember him getting faster. I don't remember direct statements specifically, but it has been a fat minute since I've read the Sasaki chapter. I haven't gone back to reread Record of Ragnarok since we haven't done the next video yet. If the Blades of Chaos are greater than Thor's hammer, does that also mean the Blades of Olympus is greater than Thor's hammer? Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, the Blade of Olympus is probably gonna be compared to Gungnir at some point. I have no doubt.
Now to be stated to be greater.
No, I'm pretty sure Gungnir is gonna be
There's no
stronger.
reason they're not gonna make comparisons at this point. They love doing that. Good idea too.
A lot of people say Sasaki is the second strongest human.
Yujiro versus the Fist of the North Star Thug. I
Oh,
don't know either versus, but that's still very funny to me.
that's a tough fight. Nah. Well, that depends. Do you believe the thugs survived the nuclear bombs? Because they do scale
How
the
strong
neutral.
are these Fist of the North Star Thugs?
For the most part, not that strong, but technically you can argue off of statements they might have survived the nuclear strikes, the nuclear bomb strikes. Sasaki's second strongest human. I guess with the Poseidon speed updates, yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. Do you think he can beat the Emperor of China? And do you consider Buddha to be a human or not?
They could be back any moment.
Because Buddha is technically a god, but he did start human, and he does fight for humanity, so that I guess that's technically like debatable.
Yeah, again, his girlfriend, dude, we are fine.
No, yeah, dude,
That is.
you don't want to know. Poor Jaggy.
Where are my lightning arrows?
That's a good question.
After we scatter mother's ashes.
Well, I mean, if the dragon would hurry up, I'd have.
Yeah, Sasaki will beat both Quinn and Buddha. You think Sasaki beats Buddha too?
The adventure is over.
Oh,
See, Devil, if you want
that's interesting.
the dragons to hurry up, then just feed them zombies. Like you do on Horizon.
The Ducks red nuclear bomb. I mean, if you think the easily,
More zombies.
you think Sasaki easily beats Buddha? What the fuck? Buddha's ability directly counters Sasaki's fucking adaptation.
Here we go.
What's going on? Oh, you make it to the top now?
Yeah.
Sasaki beat Quinn, he's
I
too
hope you actually
fast.
played DO3 so you get that one.
Do you think Hades is slower than Poseidon? Oh. What the fuck is that?
Dragon.
There's a I think you guys mentioned this one time.
What?
Wait, is it not an actual dragon fight? I thought you were gonna fight somewhere else.
Bullshit.
Eric
Not a fair death.
Ragnarok character can scale to Zeus. Yes and no. It's a little weird on that one, but and yeah, it's like technically there are arguments they made they can all scale to Zeus because like almost every character in some capacity can either fight Zeus or keep up with him. Sasaki outscales both his adaptability with mess up Buddha over time. You'd have to argue he survived long enough. So like, okay, so let's say Sasaki gets stronger over time. You'd have to argue Sasaki can actually survive long enough without being severely injured to win. The problem is that Buddha's ability completely counters Sasaki in the early game. And also Sasaki does, and also Buddha can be, I think Buddha, well, if I recall correctly, Zero got stronger over time, right? Due to his, like, fucking pain. Because I remember Zero's weapon got stronger over time as well. Aren't we arguing current Sasaki versus Buddha? You think, wait, hang on. You think Sasaki currently scales above Buddha in general?
That's an important feat.
What, the fucking dragon blowing up the thing or what?
Yeah, the red crystal.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Kratos will learn this.
Whoa, what was that?
The power of observation.
It blows up. I'd have to reread the series again to make sure, but I don't know about that.
Crystallized sap. There's power inside.
Because Buddha's not afraid to fight Zeus at all. Yes, current Sasaki. Why would you assume that? Why would you assume Poseidon's above like compare like? That's weird.
I kept losing my
Can you explain why?
You think this is their home? Did they move in after the giants left? Or are they why the giants left?
Boy,
I'm assuming it's because like of like the statements around Poseidon's like hype.
Oh, yes. I see.
That's interesting. I'd have to reread the series to, you know, come back to a more relevant, like to come back with a more informed, relevant opinion, or like more informed, recent opinion. But, I don't know if I would have put. I don't know if I would have put Sasaki over Buddha. I don't think Sasaki would even go above Quinn if I'm being honest. I'm pretty sure, like, based off the backstories, Hades seems to be stronger than Poseidon by a pretty substantial margin. I mean, definitely if he can survive Quinn's onslaught, he can probably counter him with his ability for sure and, like, adapt.
we can catch it off.
Not sure about that. So strange.
For this game, I'm going to bed. I'm still tired.
You didn't go to bed? Oh, you're gonna have to fight the dragon after all? Huh?
Break right.
Why can't you just, like, run away from the dragon? Can dragons see where dwarves go?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say. Why would you do that on breakable rock like that? Because Poseidon comes right after Zeus and is compared to him. Also, Poseidon's true power was unknown until his fight with Kojiro. Hades cucks to his brother Poseidon, lol. You think Hades is weaker than Poseidon? Oh! Oh!
Here we go. Dentist time.
What? Wait, are you gonna punch out his teeth? What the fuck? Oh, that would suck. Yeah, I disagree with that one. I don't think it's supposed to, here, let me look at the Poseidon chapters real quickly. 1 second.
Oh,
Damn.
You can debate Sasaki can beat Adam. No. I bet I imagine going to dance and doctor is fucking Kratos. It's fucking Kratos. I mean, at least he'll get it done quick. 147. What reasons do you have to put Hazel or Poseidon? His backstory basically confirms that he fought a threat that required all 3 gods on their own. Like, the whole point of the backstory is that the 3 gods fucking had to stop Gaia's rebellion, and then the fucking Titans got out, and they were a comparable force. So Hades did what the three brothers of Olympus like did together on his own. Even Poseidon says that he was reckless and was worried about him because he knows how big of a threat that is. Also, even then, they'd still be comparable. Hang on. Let me read the Poseidon chapters real quickly. Poseidon is... Here we go. Is it Golden Age? You know, it sounds like all the way until he fought Kojiro. I'm gonna reread the chapters right now. So, let me reread the chapters real quickly.
Alright.
Okay, to be fair, I think the Giants have a statement being over the Titans. They would still be a comparable threat regardless. Like, when they came out, it was like stated that like the heavens were fucking doomed at that point. Or that they was facing a bigger threat. It's really stable Poseidon's true power is unknown, even to his kind. They had only seen a droplet of the ocean up to the fight with Sasaki. Hang on, I'm reading this right now. A god knows Zeus the seas. Hang on. And Kratos kind of thinks they not gonna lie. Wow, Sparta, it's a little sus. It's there for everyone to see. Did Poseidon scary Zeus to not talk about Dominus, right? No, Zeus didn't care. Who said that that wasn't me? Nello, it's right there on the screen, brother. Hang on, I'm reading this right now. Yeah, they say he's just his older brother, so isn't he super strong? We know the strongest Titan was Kronos, thanks to Hades' backstory. It looks even more like Zeus loathed Kronos. Well, we don't know how Zeus looked like by the end of the fight, like during the fight. To be fair, they would still be comparable since well, actually, no, I think he only got one hit off on him, right? It was just the punch to suppress time. Now I think about it. Hang on. My account's gone. Zeus body Kronos low? Yeah, I think he only got the one hit off with the punch, right? Well, actually no. Zeus states he was a hell of a fighter, right? Hang on, let me see. We know Zeus got hit once in the entire fight Kronos and that was Vis's past time. I think Zeus compliments his father.
And down for the count.
He died? Oh, no, you brought him down. Did you actually beat him already? His health bar's like not even like...
Damn it, I was going full combo mad.
that was a combo mad?
For this game, hell yeah.
That Zeus acknowledges his fire strength doesn't mean much when we know he only got hit once because of the magic fist. If Zeus says he was a hell of a fighter, I think you gotta, like, I think you'd have to interpret it very, like, very much in, like, I think the term's bad faith to believe it's, like, that cynical. I'd have to look at the exact statement. God knows. Who the hell was that? I love you.
Good.
Zeus said he's a good fighter, but that we also know Kronos only hit Zeus once in a fight. Hang on. Oh, hi, Mark.
Uh-huh.
Now his name is feared, none dare say it. He was one of the gods to inherit the blood of the almighty Kronos. Oh, Neil's here. Quick Zim game of flack that you did to us in the petty. He freed the Titans.
Something involving me.
Oh, nothing. This was referring to the Persona fan base being sick fucks earlier because of apparently you guys just rewinding the ass shot of characters.
Oh my. Well, okay. Alright then.
Now we know that thanks to Hades' backstory, Zeus beat Kronos in base, no buff form. No, all we know is that Zeus took the final hit in base. If you accept Zeus as the strongest god, Poseidon was thought to be able to end his life in a gang attack with 12 other gods. That's before revealing his full strength. That's not a good feat. Like, if you believe he could end the fight... No, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So, what happened is fucking, Adamas gets a hold of all the Titans, all the Gigantas, and the Grizzly Typhoon, and he has an unspecified amount of the Olympians on his side. What he is saying is with all of that combined, and Poseidon, Zeus is guaranteed to lose. However, keep in mind, this isn't accounting for Hades. Because there's no way Hades will let him kill his fucking brother. I actually forgot they should have made Poseidon and he just looks so dead. Zeus is only guaranteed to lose. Poseidon joins. Yes. A holding back Poseidon. Yep. That's not stated. He would be... He's holding... Like, hey, hang on. I'm going forward a little bit.
Is this a record of Ragnarok talk?
Yeah, it is. Hang on. It's because I'm reading the Poseidon chapters again.
Hmm.
Hang on. Zim, you think about that? Heimdall said Kojiro is the strongest swordsman. That means Kojiro is more powerful than Okatsu Soji, right?
I would say more so he's a better swordsman, but you could interpret that as also being stronger. It depends how you look at it.
Hang on, I'm gonna skip Kojiro's backstory for now. There's no reason to talk about this.
Is the crystal not being thrown far enough?
The fact Maya barely has any Rule 34 art is a crime, Hasai Viper. Hang on. Let me see. Is that my push up? Do we even know how strong the Italians are outside of Kronos? No, all we know is that with their combined assault with the giants as well, it's implied they're roughly the same force based on the way the chapter's written, but it implies that the heavens have never faced such a dangerous threat, at least the Greek pantheon, with those two pincer attacks. Hang on. I think Jack the River beat Lubu.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm rushing it too far.
Oh, are you doing it again?
Yeah, I figured what I was doing wrong, so.
Good. Don't you look down the one we hold unmatched in the heavens? Do we know if the heavens is older than the universe back of Ragnarok? It should be, since Zeus was around for the Big Bang. I think Dazuka's already experienced them. Nice. Real question, Neil, do you think the Ducks versus the North Star survived the nuke?
Just the random thugs and like
Yes.
just a North Star? I mean, for them to be in this, for them to be even in the series, they would kind of have to. So like, well, I mean, like obviously, well. Then again, I don't think that they were like directly in like like in the direct, you know, line of fire for it, but they did survive the event. So like,
there's not enough feats for Kronos to scale. You heard the man's name. Those thugs are stomping huge room. Oh no.
Listen, I'm just saying that they survived the event. I'm not sure if they were like literally in the epicenter of the fucking.
Did you hear the creator of Microsoft Connect resign after being accused of watching VR porn?
Bruh.
Wow.
It's funny.
Also, besides never needed to advance his opponents, he one-shots them always, since against Sasaki was the first time he walks towards an opponent.
Are you okay? I have a plan. Be ready to lower the crane on my mark.
Damn.
So, I just got to that point, actually. What he says is... Hang on. The exact line is... well, how many times say Judge? She skips and starts. Send me so much. Let me see. Here's the exact line. Wait. That is... Wait. No, I just saw a line right now. What the fuck is it? Oh, okay. It's a little far back. Hang on. There we go. You're kidding me? This amazing development, Poseidon the gods. The god of gods has begun to advance on his opponent. It just says that he began to advance on his opponent. It doesn't say this is the very first time he's ever had to do it, unless that comes along later. Okay, so to be fair, Jeff Keighley did come out and say, don't get your hopes up for it. I think a lot of people are just saving their games for next year, since most games are 2023.
Also, Mia thoughts on thoughts on the summer snooze fest. Yeah, I don't know, bro. 2020 has been pretty when it comes to games, especially during the summer. So I'll say that it's could have been better, but I think next year's gonna be the best,
What the
or
fuck?
like gonna be better.
Oh, hang on. I gotta fucking block the porn bot again. Zim, I know you and English scale God work differently on each other, so where do you scale it? Hang on. Let me get rid of this porn bot first.
I don't even know Mangler even scale Ragnarok.
No, he doesn't. He's referring to God of War. 1 second. Yes, the Poseidon advance his opponent is supposed to be something unseen, something unexpected. It's very likely he has never done it, knowing him. That's a massive assumption. They're surprised he's doing it because he's fighting a human. Because he hates humanity and thinks they're worthless. I think that one's a bit too high of an assumption there, to be fair. But I'm continuing to make sure on that one. Continuing to read the fight. Like, keep in mind, this is a human fighting a god other gods consider, like, a god. So, I don't think that's enough to say he's never advanced on anybody before. Especially since he'd have to advance to fight, like, he literally... No offense, but he has to advance to fight the Titan. So, he's already advanced on an opponent before. Let me see here.
Also, I know you...
What the fuck? How are you back?
Oh my god.
Is this a second one? It's two of them!
Getting worse.
They've multiplied! They've realized...
They brought an army.
I was gonna say, what the fuck? I put you in timeout!
Oh no.
Also, I know you were talking specifically to Zim, but if you've seen on some of the streams, I personally have my own takes on God of War scaling as well, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm gonna get shit for this, but I don't care. Like, I do feel like that Mangler and Balrog especially are being way too unforgiving with God of War. And I'm saying that as someone who's also has their own kind of controversial takes on the series as well, myself.
Okay, here we go. I found it. So this is what happens. This is the line. Such a fierce technique with blinding speed. If it only matters speed, he could read and react to it. However, what that human has seen thus far was but an inkling of Poseidon's true strength. The true depths of the ocean god remain a mystery even to his own kind. Okay, so also, why can't he one-shot it? Because we literally see what happens. We see he has to walk towards them. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so based off this line, this means two things. What Sasaki has seen is but an inkling. So there's the little drop there, unless there's another line. But that's not what the gods have seen. What he specifically says is the true depths of his power are unknown to the gods. And even then, that would be assuming that even Zeus and Hades wouldn't know the full extent of their brother's power, despite knowing them their entire lives and fighting alongside him. Although that's fair to say based off the statement, to be fair. But this doesn't say they only know a fraction of his power. It just says that they don't know the full extent. Only that Sasaki has experienced a fraction of his power, or an inkling, unless there's another statement. I don't like the way they describe Sasaki's fucking. Neil, where do you scale Kratos? I guess Neil, if you want to answer that while I continue reading this.
Personally, I scale Kratos at universal to maybe universal plus, but borderline is I think Kratos should be definitely universal. Honestly, I think any lower is I guess understandable, but at the very least it should be like somewhere universal. Personally.
And lightning arrows.
Oh.
Oh, he got the lightning arrows finally. The legendary lightning arrows.
And here's the thing about it. It's like I personally do not buy the idea that God of War's cosmology is small. I don't buy that at all. Like, don't get me wrong, Greeks has a very unique way of how they view the cosmology, but if anything, how they view the cosmology was actually bigger than what ours actually is. But also, too, I don't even think that you could even really apply that much to God of War unless you just want to say that it's every iota of myth applies to God of War, which, I mean, you can make a case for that, but still, it's not entirely one-to-one. It's just very heavily inspired. That being said, though, yeah, no, I do feel like that Kratos should be universal, and that's that, in my opinion. Agree with me or don't, I don't really care. I just don't like the idea of like multi-con Kratos, because I just find that kind of weird, especially when you have characters who are able to like hold up the entire world and shit like that, or like so many other shit as well.
That inkling is stronger than what Adamus saw, which was the level of power he knew as his brother. No, that's not stated. All it stated is that oh my goodness! Dude, there are 3 of them! Holy shit!
No, I'm with Sparta. I think someone's deliberately doing this.
I've already reported them. They don't get removed. I feel like, Ken, I feel like that's an assumption there. That's a bit too much of an assumption there. Because, again, like, so he just instantly kills him, but what if that was instantly killing him as full strength, you know, like, just to get it over with? Like, I feel like that one might be a bit of an assumption. Although full strength is also an assumption as well. I just don't think there's a statement that they actually go one-to-one, so to speak. Hang on.
What was that? I missed it. Sorry.
Oh, no, because I'm reading the Poseidon chapter to see fucking, the statements for Poseidon to make sure the scaling's there.
And keep in mind too, J-War, I used to have Kratos at like multi-con as well, and stuff like that. Like I didn't agree with him being universal back then too. So I already know that like, yeah, no, I don't agree with this anymore. not nowadays.
You don't want to get on the Aesir's bad side.
Oh, he's talking about the Aesirs?
Oh, what?
Oh no, God of War. Wait, no, it's not full straight because when Poseidon goes full strength, he becomes bulkier muscles. Yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, it's probably not full power, but like, there's no statements to assume it'd be the same like inkling, because regardless of how Poseidon would feel about his brother and how strong Adamus was in reference, his brother's still a god, so he probably would put a little more effort just to kill him by default. Because it says that Kojiro enters the level of gods at a certain point.
Feels like it wasn't that long ago. Now we fought dark elves, trolls, and ogres, and it's
And also,
There's your war.
yes, I'm aware Joggy did survive it, but I'm talking about thugs who are even lower than fucking Joggy. Or at least that's what I'm assuming you're talking about.
No, I'm still referring to Poseidon versus Sasaki here. Hang on. Let's see here.
I guess last
Holy
thing.
shit.
Oh my bad. Bro, there's a fourth one. Are you serious?
Okay. This is getting ridiculous. The problem is that. Oh, holy fuck.
Somebody's doing that on purpose. I believe that now.
I just can't ban them for some reason.
Why does YouTube even allow shit like this to even keep happening too? Aren't they like not? Aren't pornographic shits not even allowed on YouTube? Well, I know they're not, but still.
Hang on. I'm just gonna hide user on this channel. See if that's the ban option.
That should be, honestly. I don't know.
Alright, let's see there. Sucking Eternal Gods refers to his skill with the sword. No, it's a reference to his ability. But hang on, let me finish this real quickly. Oh, there's Poseidon.
Want me to shatter it? Oh, I'm gonna like this. Strange though. That one didn't completely blow up.
But I was gonna say, last thing I'll say about God of War scaling is like, if you want a full rundown where I scale God of War now, I'll just say that I have Kratos at like universal to high universal maybe. That also depends on how you take certain things with being like massively faster than like plus. Although the weird part is if you do like go with like high uni God of War, then you also have to like concede to like infinite as well because it comes from basically the same arguments.
Wait, hang on. So, Poseidon calls out 40-day flood, and then the announcer says, there it is. Poseidon's rain of blows that aim to envelop even the earth like a flood. That means they would have had to have seen that attack already before. So that means the gods would be aware of Poseidon's stronger attacks. Unless I'm forgetting something about the actual announcer. Lubu have the worst abilities in record of Ragnarok human fighter. I forgot what Lubu's actual power was. Wasn't he just really strong?
Yeah, more or less. Ryan, to answer your question, the strongest Toho character is Acacia. From what I remember, not only did it like say a word of God, but like as far as like feats go, she's like one of if not the strongest god of the series. I'm not sure if that's changed, but last I remember, Acacia was the strongest per word of God and also just feats in general and statements.
Okay, so here's the statement that every flash of pain in his brain, every drop of blood that dripped from his body served to make him stronger. And that's when Sasaki becomes stronger because he's able to scan all creation at once. Like I'm saying, just use weaker versions of his strongest attacks. He has been during all the fight. No, he hasn't. This is directly the name of the attack he's using. He's used the stabs before and some rapid stabs, but this is the name of its strongest version, presumably, and they know about it. Even then, though, I think he only just stabs. I just don't think it's fair to say they've only seen a droplet of his power. Again, they haven't seen the full extent, to be fair, but I don't think it's fair to say they've only seen a droplet of his power. The statements don't support that. Or more accurately, they don't say that. And then here's Sasaki winning. Alright, let me go back a couple chapters real quickly. Let me see.
Also, as on a side note, I am beginning to wonder where One Punch Man is going to sit by the end of this series.
Yeah, because they finally got, well, They finally got more accepted star level stuff, right?
Yeah, more or less. This one's kind of hard. This one's kind of hard to go against because it's like very on point.
What the fuck?
And keep in mind too, you have to remember that despite all the shit that Garo is doing, Saitama is still like significantly superior as well.
Yes. Which is just weird. So Poseidon later uses weak versions of attacks and builds up from it. No, he starts off by stabbing. Like, again, that's the thing, is that his only attack is just stabbing. Hang on. Actually, no. Actually, no. The attacks have different names. Because when Poseidon jumps up to attack Kojiro, the attack where he stabs down is called Divine Lightning. Yeah, they're different attack names. They're different attacks. I mean, granted, well, they're all the same attack, just stabbing. Stab, 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 stab from this guy. Now do it fast, stronger. That's literally him. Yeah, evolution through the countless exchange of blows. That is the 1,000 damage defense. Kojiro's sword has already surpassed the limits of humanity. Okay, it does say Kojiro's sword has already surpassed it. So that's fair. However, his sword will be his ability to fight. It wouldn't necessarily just be his sword skills. When knock out to gain all the Kamadogu versus Kratos and being the one being. Well, it depends on how you want to scale the realms in... well, actually, does the one being include Injustice now? Since the DC canon is actually confirmed part of it? Well, I'm not sure if his skill with the sword is the right thing. I think it's his ability with the sword. Like, his actual fighting prowess with the sword. Because if you believe this statement is in reference to his sword skills, then the later statement should also be in reference to his sword skills. So he's not getting stronger, he's just getting more skilled. Which, to be fair, it's kind of implied he's dodging Poseidon not due to speed, but because he can keep predicting his attacks before they fire. But you still have to have speed comparable regardless. Hang on. Let me go forward a little bit. Can Keyblade hurt and kill Ragnarok characters?
They should. I'd be surprised if they wouldn't.
Okay, Holmes getting stripped. 40-day flood. There it is. Poseidon's ring. No, he directly describes the 40-day flood. What he directly says is, there it is. Poseidon's rain of blows that aim to envelop even the earth like a flood. No, this means that he's aware of the attack. This means that he would have had to, that means they would have had to have known of the 40-day flood technique by itself. It's the same technique over and over again, to be fair, but he's directly describing this one. Unless you want to argue that the only reason he's saying that is because it's called the 40-day flood. But even then, yes, the sword skills and the other statements referring to him becoming physically stronger because it points out physical struggle after losing battle, obviously getting faster. Each flash plane fire in his brain, each drop blows refers to his body to make Kojiro ever stronger. Only ever started to make Kojiro ever stronger. Well, no, so this, no, what it specifically says is this. Each flash of pain that fired in his brain and every drop of blood that dripped from his body only served to make Kojiro ever stronger. But if we take that in context with the original statement, what's getting stronger is his sword. His ability, again, it just makes more sense to assume both statements are referring to fighting ability with his sword rather than specifically his swordsmanship. Because his swordsmanship is already unparalleled under the heavens. So it would just make more sense that his fighting ability is growing with the sword, not specifically his skills. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to say the gods only ever saw like a tiny drop of his power. I don't think it's fair to say that. They're clearly aware of his like upper levels of strength. Even the average crowd seems to be aware that Poseidon can get stronger. Although, I guess to be fair, getting strong is not necessarily an example of that. But again, I don't think that's fair to claim. You gonna be okay there, Devil?
Yeah, a little bit.
So how many times do you have to upgrade lightning arrows? The problem with Sasaki is that most of his statements are attributed to being able to like read and react. So the question becomes a little bit of like, yes, you have to be comparable to dodge any ability you can read, but it doesn't have to be his upper levels. Poseidon can use the same technique with less strength and speed. Again, the guy directly describes what the attack is supposed to do. So in order for him to do that, they'd have to know about the attack beforehand. This means that the gods most likely at some point have seen Poseidon's at least 40-day flood. And based on what we see there, 40-day flood is like a serious technique. Think of like Saitama's like super serious punch, or I guess might be a better way to put it.
Ugh.
Anyways, someone asked me where I scale God of War. So I backscale wherever I put the Norse to the Greek Pantheon. I've heard arguments for the noise for the. Oh, what the fuck?
Happened?
Oh, well, fucking Kratos is about to rob this guy's grave. But then out of nowhere, this guy came out and was like, nah, I'm stabbing you. And also, he has names for his less powerful attacks. So, again, he'd have to know about 40-day flood specifically. Fuck.
You think so, Trace? You think I got him?
I don't know. I think you missed a spot. Despair and Body versus Kratos. With where we scale DMC, Despair and Body takes that pretty handily. Even if we like, again, like, Mangler is right about hacks. Like, you can argue all you want about, like, let's say hypothetically Kratos AP stomps. Technically, like, hacks-wise, he would still lose because of the hacks DMC verse has. Especially with the immortalities in place, too. Wait, do you not know where the rest of them are at, or do you, like...
Oh, no, I was just agreeing that the DMC with its hacks is just terrifying as hell.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, Kratos doesn't really have too many answers to a lot of the more stupid hacks DMC has gotten recently. Especially with Pinnacle Combat. I wonder where Sparta scales being able to erase names. I mean...
Just talked about this.
Tell me this one. I think I was too young.
So,
Giants coming out of his armpits?
you're all acting like Kratos isn't infinite 4D? No, he can be, but again, he's...
Four-dimensional demons are already that.
Okay, no. I mean, he can be infinite 4D, which technically scaling to the demon... Okay, infinite 4D is a weird way to put it. You mean infinite timelines, right? Like, just to be clear here.
I was going to mention because Infinite 4D is kind of oxymoronic.
Because I was going to say, does infinite 4D mean being able to destroy an infinite, like, space-time? Or, like, well, wherever you scale 4D, because I know you believe space-times aren't the fourth dimension. You know, you believe time's not the fourth dimension, right? But I'm assuming you still accept, like, a space-time as a 4D feat. I'm not too familiar where you scale things. Multiversal Plus?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, you mean like a 2A. Yeah, you mean like the infinite timelines. Because infinite 4D, because I can just argue the Demon World's infinite, and it's also technically stated to be a higher realm, so that's technically also infinite 4D, you know? Like, that's why you gotta specify these things a little bit. Well, I mean, we went over this in a 3-hour video, but technically, even if Kratos is multiversal, he doesn't have, I don't think, the ways to put down DMC demons, especially someone like Despair Embodied, who's on the higher end of the scaling chain. And when you get to basically tier 2 and even tier 1 fights, I'd say, hacks matter a lot. I'd argue they might even matter slightly more than AP does.
In tier 2, I would say hacks definitely does matter. Tier 1, you can kind of be a lot more lax with it.
God of War 3, conceptual hands. Demons can survive without their names. Like...
What's your...
Like, POC literally confirmed that even if you strip a demon of their name, their soul, their everything, they can keep fighting. And their name is the concept of their existence. What if Dante got Keyblade? I don't know what Keyblades do.
It'd be pretty interesting, although I don't think that Dante would have the prerequisite to actually wield one.
Weapon Mastery says otherwise, but all right.
What the fuck does a Keyblade actually like? What do you need to wield a Keyblade?
Well, it's not so like there's actually like a set conditions you actually have to do to actually have one. It's a bit weird, but like, what was it?
Also,
it's not that Dante doesn't have the skilled out one. It's just that like literally, it's just he doesn't have like the
requirement
conditions to actually have one.
Also, Ken, only Power of Hope Kratos has conceptual manipulation, if I remember correctly. Like, that's a specific form Kratos takes where he can kill Fear Zeus. Well, I say kill Fear Zeus, but you know what I mean. Is it gonna blow up? Oh. Or did something change there? Because as far as I know, only Hope Kratos has conceptual manipulation. Conceptual manipulation. Yeah, I said that right. As far as, unless that meta changed at some point. Yeah, no, but, yeah, Pinnacle Combat made the matchup a lot more in DMC's favor because of how fucking stupid Pinnacle Combat kept upgrading the series.
Well, just not today. The DMC3 manga for Virgil's section,
Yeah.
Arkham compares demons in their true forms to staring at that of in Infinity.
It's getting colder. We must be near the
What does he say?
Yeah, looking at a demon's true form is like staring into infinity.
Are you saying every demon in a true form technically is an infinite fourth dimensional thing?
Yeah, you could state that.
That,
but also
stop. Stop. That is so fucking toxic. Stop.
There's also the statement that Virgil goes to like look at the
Stop.
ancient writings of demons, and they border on the lines of concepts.
No,
And
demons.
Arkham studied for years to be able to read this shit.
No.
And Virgil picked up the book for about 30 minutes to an hour and learns all of it and is able to master it.
Demons can affect concepts on probably a complete level, or DMC already body without POC. Yeah, but POC made it more blatant and made it more like easier to talk to. Look, what POC did is it made it a lot easier to sit down and be like, we have this bullshit. This is what you're going up against. Here's a direct statement. Have at it.
It just made everything direct. That's all it did.
Yeah, it made everything a lot simpler to talk about because we can just it's like, we have evidence for this, but here's just PLC directly stating it. There's also the fact on the table. Okay, so hang on. Ken, if you're still here, can you clarify just to make sure I'm right? Only Hope Kratos has the conceptual manipulation, right? Because I'm pretty sure it's only Hope Kratos. I want to make sure about that before I say my next thing. I mean, granted, again, due to the statements about DMC demons, now, again, like, a demon's name is their concept, and, like, they can fight without it and live without it now.
And again, Virgil literally has feats of doing this in DMC 5.
I mean, you can just argue DMC 3's, like, manga confirmed demons can exist without the concept. Because, like, the fallen angels in DMC 3's manga have their names stripped of them. They lost the concept of their existence. Well, they lost their entirety. PLC made it so it's no longer debatable. Assuming those are debatable given the evidence. Why the hell is it you guys make me the most casual person in comparison? I used to be super hardcore, but in comparison to you guys, I'm like more nice about this shit. Damn you guys. Likely only with Hope, but I'd have to look it up. Okay. So let's put that aside for now and discuss more like the other example. Let's say he's 2A. Let's say Kratos is 2A. Let's say the Spirit Embodied's low 2C. Let's say that. Protect swap spawn in DMC 3. What? Oh.
Oh, about to meet Mimir.
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Hang on. Is it?
Damn, where is Kyle?
Tell me, you two still tripping over yourselves to impress Daddy?
Spirit and body versus dark side. That just depends on how you scale dark side. Dark side, depending on how you scale them, can just be absolutely far beyond DMC or just actually lose badly.
Smarter than all the dead.
Can I just point out how stupid it is to ask a man who's been stuck in one spot for thousands of years, or I think 1,000 years, about new information? That seems a little stupid.
You have nothing to offer me, so take your
Darkseid's tier 1 in his true form, I think.
two worthless.
Yeah, but to where is where the whole contention slash debate gets.
Anyways. Protect soft spawn in DMC3. Currently we're just doing hack and slashes right now. We're not going too far into other things right now. We're just doing hack and slashes at the moment. Anyways, so yeah, let's do Kratos 2.8. We have statements in the guidebook that demons gain power based off the pain they receive. So basically, the damage you inflict on a demon, it grants them more. Actually, pain's actually better technically. And it's also pain they inflict. Damn it! How are you back?
What the fuck?
Bruh.
Ah, the very topic of conversation. A tattooed man traveling.
There we go. It's gone. It's gone. Help is a concept above concept, so it's a bit more complicated. Also, even concepts have hierarchy based on how fundamentally they are. I have heard. Don't listen, my guy. I have listened and read Plato's theories of concepts. The best you can. Oh, good.
I was gonna say, actually, I normally don't agree with Ken, but to an extent, he actually is right. There is such thing as a concept hierarchy.
Yeah, yeah. I know the form. So basically, hang on. Plato's concepts. Hang on. Let me. I'm gonna give this a layman's explanation, and Neo can cringe in the corner. So, here we go. So the way it works is the level of concepts work as follows: imitations. These are like false representations. Okay, no, hang on. This would just be easier if I just use the actual original fucking Plato's cave. Why you bring Platoism?
Just like I said.
Is that not what you're using? What are you using then?
She wanted us to spread her out
Because
as high as
if you're saying there are different levels of concepts, where do you getting that from? Or
Oh,
what?
wait. Okay. No. I think I know what he's talking about now. So, even without Platoism, the concept that, like, some ideas or, like, some concept are technically more important than others is a thing that does exist to some capacity. It's a bit weird. But, how's the best way to explain this, actually? So, like, for example, I guess the best way I can put it is, think of the concept of love. Now, it's a thing that exists and exists as a universal constant, but not to the same capacity as something like space or time, per se.
When the giants destroyed all other bridges to their realm, they locked this
Okay, but by that logic, hope would be inferior to concepts like space and time.
and all of them left Midgard.
But so that's why I'm asking. Like, how do you explain this?
today. The winds of fate have kicked
You can have concepts that are fundamentally above others without them being a Platonic concept. Okay, so why would hope and fear be fundamentally above other types of concepts? What makes them be above baseline concepts? We'll ask, or I guess I'll ask. Do you think Yujiro can destroy a meteor with Olivia's planetary feat?
can only move.
If you believe Olivia's feat is planetary, then yeah.
It's the one place
I'm pretty sure meteors, you can destroy a meteor with planetary levels of strength, depending on the size. Actually, good.
What?
you need to cut off my head.
Well, hang on a minute. Like, does it matter the size of like the plant of like the meteor? Like, could a meteor the size? Like, I think Invincible had a meteor the size of Texas. Like, could you just like destroy that with a planet level punch, so to speak?
You should be. I mean, well, the issue with a meteor is not its size, but more so its kinetic energy.
Yeah, it's speed, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, then again, if like the planet itself, like let's just say the planet's moving like very fast and something like that, I mean, you can probably overpower planet level power, but it's just the issue is that like, the more fast it moves, the more mass it would attract. So it'd probably actually be more impressive if it's moving at a faster speed. But
Yeah. I'm pretty sure King Ghidorah beat Space Godzilla.
Oh, I can't watch this.
yeah, King Ghidorah would win that. Well, then again, it depends on the era. because there's like so many different versions.
That is true, but King Ghidorah is a baller in all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Joke Protag Swap, Yukari, Yakumo, and DMC2, whoever the fuck that is.
Oh, the Toho.
Goro versus Seas? I don't know who that is.
Goro versus who?
Seas. For example, you would agree the concept of a bicycle is less encompassing than an abstract, less encompassing an abstract than the concept of death, let's say. Okay. So you're arguing that the concept of hope then, because of that, is superior to a lot of like lesser concepts. But so then, like what I asked, like Neil brought up, would you argue the concept of space and time is above the concept of hope then?
We're going to find the long lost realm of the giants. That's
Inconvenient.
yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
Can't you just like go down? It's Persona.
Also, why are there so many Yujiro matches, bro?
Yujiro versus Rock Lee. I'm pretty sure Yujiro loses. Actually, no. Yujiro might actually beat Rock Lee.
If we can bring it back to life.
Well, hang on. What version of Rock Lee? Yujiro versus Neji. You have to ask them. I think they might win the concept of space. Probably, yeah. The concept of time is fodder, so likely not. All right. So then, if Hope Kratos can manipulate concepts, let's say, and let's be clear here, he doesn't manipulate concepts; he can destroy concepts. So, are you saying that'd be equal to despair then?
Do you remember the way to the witch's house?
Yes, the woods with the blood red leaves, south of the lake.
Because it's like,
Know just where to go.
I mean, like, or like, what would you say there?
Malphite can bring Lemire back.
And regardless, demons can survive without concepts. He can create concepts too.
Set off his head.
He can create concepts. You're claiming Kratos can create concepts. May I ask what concept he created? Because, like, destroying concepts with hope is fine, but, like, when did he create a concept? Because he released hope into the world, but that was by releasing hope inside of him. He stabbed himself when that happened. I'm not sure when he created the concept of free will.
Interesting.
I can't tell if this is a meme because I know you guys. Where? Or again, are you saying that after he releases hope from his body, like
The Acer god, Baldur,
it's? I can't tell if he's taking the piss with me or not.
Yes.
one of Odin's sons, Thor's
Also,
brother.
Monster versus Ghidorah versus Hiete Destroyer. I get it, Destroyer. But, yeah.
Corey literally says it. Don't you guys believe in death of the author?
You know, it's silly, but I secretly hope we find a giant somewhere in that mountain. I guess they really did leave.
I thought you guys don't use author statements anymore.
Maybe the last of them. Are you the last of your kind too? Is that why you don't like to talk about
My kind.
I mean, your family. Your mother and I. Where you came from. Mother.
Best matchup for Baki is just Kangen or the guy from Kangen Ashura. I was gonna say Kangen Ashura. He created the concept of punching someone until the screen is red. No, I'm pretty sure anyone who just beat someone to death did that.
What the? Bro. Oh, also, Goro versus C. I just know. Okay, I just now saw that, but like, the C's from like Persona 3, they should beat Goro like pretty badly at that.
Okay, you know what they are.
Yeah, it's the shadow killing group, Minato and all the rest of the cast,
I see.
and sometimes Elizabeth.
And I'm sure you'll let him go and fracture my axe good and plenty again. Let's see the damage.
Kangen gets more crazy as it goes on.
Little canker wouldn't know proper weight and balance if it were dangling off his chin.
Oh, and I read the manga.
Eating well enough.
I guess.
Good.
Is that down collab?
All better.
Son of a bitch. This is a new one. Holy fuck.
This is like the 5th or 6th one, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It's like worse than this stream than it has ever been.
I think they're fighting back now. It is supported by a story which blatantly shows Kratos in the Pantheon, which held the mortals captive. Later in 4, we see they have freedom without the gods. Hope is a result of it. It is supported by a story which blatantly shows Kratos ending the Pantheon, which held the mortals captive. No, so then he didn't create the concept of free will. He killed the gods, and then free will just happened then. Unless the... Wait, also... Also, again, at the end of God of War 3, Kratos releases the power of hope to humanity.
She was your friend.
Later in 4, we see they have freedom without the gods. Hope is a result of it. Do we see in 4 the Greeks again? Devil?
Let's do it.
I don't
Not
think...
the Greek. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Make you something?
What the shit is this dating crap? No, he gave it to them with hope, which he still holds part of it within him. Yeah, he holds a fraction of hope. Yeah, so he gave them hope. Yeah, so wouldn't just free will be as a result of him giving them hope? Or again, so you're doing correlation here. So those two events correlate together, but wouldn't it just make more sense that after killing the gods, because they were free will just came about into existence? I mean, I guess it's not too crazy, because technically fear came about as a result of the battle between the gods and titans, I think. So, battles do technically create potentially concepts, but that'd be battles between between characters on that level, presumably.
Not your right. Where the boat faces, port is left, and starboard is
Right. Right. I knew that. I did.
Not to be that guy, but how would you tell which side's port and starboard by looking at a boat? Like, what perspective sets that up? Or is it written on the boat? We see statues brought by Tyr of the Greeks after the end of 3. Yeah, so you could just argue that by giving them hope, they got free will then. I don't think that's directly that Kratos created, free will itself. At least not unless you include the author statement. Because we don't know when they got that free will. We don't know when Tyr... Actually, do we know that Tyr's things occur after the Greek pantheon or beforehand? Because all these societies coexist with each other, right? Like, they're all moving at the same time, so to speak.
That's kind of one of the cases where it actually depends if you take Word of God into account and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think Word of God states they're all progressively going at the same time. Let me make sure on this one.
Post Armageddon Shao Kahn versus Kratos. I'd give that to Kratos unless he's amped by Armageddon, in which case you could make a case for Shao Kahn. Otherwise, I'd still give it to Kratos in that case.
There we go. They all sort of exist simultaneously. Man's history marches along linearly, but the myths and interpretations are all valid. Yeah, so that was the same time. Post-Armageddon, Shao Kahn. So that depends on where you would scale the realms and where you scale Kratos. And also whether or not that now includes DC, technically. Man, I gotta say, their relationship is kind of trash, because every time Kratos says something, you can just tell Atreus is trying not to look as dumb as possible, because where was Dad's gonna think.
I know she's really powerful,
Otter of the year.
I mean, he did win Game of the Year as a result.
Craft. And we have nothing to lose.
If she can't bring it back to life, can we keep the head?
No. But you may feed it to the fish.
Okay.
That's
No,
fun.
it makes me wonder if Atreus is gonna kill Kratos the next game.
I think it's implied, right? Like, isn't that what like the fortune says at the end?
Yeah, maybe we just have to wait and see, but that'd be an interesting twist or something like that.
Someone told me apparently that the reason Ragnarok might not have been shown recently is because they pushed it back for God of War, for fucking The Last of Us 1 remake.
No. Oh.
I hope not.
I just mentioned God 2. It did get a remake, and you know what? I'm mad because you know what is going to happen? It's going to get Game of the Year, despite the fact it was a game that came out years.
How much you want to bet it's gonna retcon the game to make Joel seem more evil as a result?
Fuck, man.
God of War, Ragnarok gonna break the internet? I think it might. I don't think it Ragnarok's competition now is gonna be the Harry Potter game. So Ragnarok can make some waves, but if that Harry Potter game shows up and it's actually not dog shit, oh, I'm sorry. Elden Ring is gonna win Game of the Year. No. Make no mistake. Elden Ring's winning Game of the Year unless Ragnarok comes out with the craziest comeback. I'm just pointing out that the Harry Potter game could steal God of War's thunder depending on the release dates. Baki versus Ippo Makencho with equal stats. I'm not too sure.
Oh, the boxer? I don't know, so...
No. Hey, listen, you can not like Harry Potter all you want. Odin has been doing a good job preventing Ragnarok thus far. For fucking reals. Dude, I was so pissed off when the State of Play didn't even give us a new trailer for Ragnarok. Like, come on. We got more, dude. The fact that an indie game about a cat got in, but not even a teaser trailer for a new Ragnarok thing. No, just fuck you guys. No Ragnarok. Also, man, we can have a Jack and Daxter remake instead of the fucking Last of Us. Where does Naga scale with all the Kamadogi and merging everything in existence to become the one being, one sea, because the void is outside the timelines where the elder gods live?
Not exactly. With the one being, he should be like 2C. Reason being is because like that's the full extent of not God of War, the full extent of Mortal Kombat's cosmology.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, assuming you don't want to argue for like higher conceptual things, that seems fair. Unless you want to take the movie's interpretation and the movie claims they're all just separate planets.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it, well, okay, you can maybe claim that for like others, but you can't say that for like the NetherRealm or something like that, because that's stated to be infinite in size.
Your mom's infinite in size. The original Last of Us is way better than this remake. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. I see a lot of people talking shit about it. The new Last of Us remake looks good. Its graphic fidelity is far superior. You'd have to be lying to yourself. What the hell's going on?
Bro, what the hell? It keeps coming.
Hang on. Is this a new one? Let me look this up. Let me scroll up. Fuck Tinder. I think Fuck Tinder was the first one. No, it's a new one. It's a new one! Holy fuck!
Unaga versus Sephiroth? I would just give that to Sephiroth. Even if you want to give Unaga a superior AP and the likes, you can't really account for like Sephiroth's stupid hacks. Or even really put down Sephiroth for that matter too. And this isn't even like including things like the Cydia as well.
For reals. Adam is stronger than every god on the list except Zeus. Yeah, I agree with that. It may look better, but it's absolutely unnecessary. No debate on that.
I'm gonna say, I don't think. I mean, honestly, unless some retcons happen, I don't think that Adam's gonna like be any weaker than like some other humans, unless some shit happens.
No, they already stated that Zeus was supposed to be the final boss. Adam was humanity's trump card to get an easy win, and Zeus was supposed to be the final boss in the Valkyrie's eyes. So, unless there is a retcon, the most we're going to get is people comparing. We're not going to get people, like, out. Actually, honestly, I don't even think, because you can have the stupidest shit, but Adam can just copy it. I'm going to be honest, I don't even think, I don't think any power that shows up can actually beat Adam from the gods or the humans.
Yeah. And the funny thing about Adam, too, is that, like, even when he was dead, he was still able to, like, combat, he was still able to combat Zeus and still give him trouble, like, long after he died.
Not only that, but technically the final fight of Fist between them, Adam's eye stopped working, so he was progressive. Because Zeus has statements of getting stronger, I think, every hit. So that means Adam, without the eyes of the world, was getting stronger every hit and coming back. Noodles says Naruto is multiversal? What the fuck?
Bro. I don't even think Naruto has, like... I don't even think Naruto even has enough, universes to be, like, 2C or anything. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And even then, who scales to that, anyways?
Fuck it. That's a good question. I don't know what using, but I like the style, the original. Here, let me take a look. Let me relook at this. Yeah, the style did go down. Last of Us remake. Brunhilde thought Adam would be an easy win, only knowing Zeus would be last for sure. Yeah, but if Zeus is the final boss, that's where you put your anchor at. I mean, yeah, it did lose some of its more gritty style, but they sacrificed it for realism. Whether or not that was a good choice, that'll be up to the consumers, but yeah. Bleach has more arguments for having a multiverse in Naruto. I'm gonna put money right now. Raiden stronger than Lubu on Raiden? You mean the sumo guy, right? Yeah, I think that's fair. Lubu's kind of like put money on it. Put money on what? No, I think I don't know if I said put money on it, but no, what I was gonna say is that how much you want to bet that the reason this remake is happening is not because it's necessary. They want to see if people are still willing to buy games from the franchise.
That would be the only reason, because I know for a fact that Last of Us 2 put a sour taste in people's mouth.
I put a sour taste in your mom's mouth. Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly believe that's probably the reason why. Yeah, I think Raiden beats it. Lubu is a joke in Record of Ragnarok.
Oh, what's with the Lubu slander?
I mean, in fairness, he's like the weakest human fighter. I mean, to be fair, we don't know where Thor directly scales to. Thor could get upgraded still because of Loki and Odin. I don't think Loki's fighting, but Odin for sure is, so we might be able to get some upgrades for him still. No, Lubu just suffers from being first. Because I'm pretty sure if he would have showed up later, he would have had like some crazy hacks ability too, or some crazy ability. Actually, Lubu has a prequel story. I'm wondering if that gives him anything.
From what I remember, I don't remember it giving him much other than like, well then again, I have to look into it again. Because I don't think that's actually been, has that been translated yet? Because I might be thinking of the wrong thing actually.
I think so.
No, I don't think it has. Well, if it has, I haven't read it then. Because no, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
I'm still waiting to like do like for fun a Fist of Northstar versus Record of Ragnarok characters video. Or like videos, I guess, because I'll be doing matchups like 1-on-1.
Bro, you better do Adam versus Toki.
You know, I was thinking of being a dick and doing and just like completely countering Adam's ability, because technically Adam has to like he has to have eyesight to do it. The Last of Us 2 is a perfect. So I was just gonna say, have fun fighting Shu. All your sight is gone. Have a nice day. You've been bamboozled, deceived, countered. The Last of Us 2 is a perfect example of being considered a failure by the company despite it selling well. Because what The Last of Us 2 did is it ruined the idea of a sequel. His story doesn't matter when Thor backscales to all of it unless you get Thor stronger. It doesn't matter much. Yeah, at this point, Thor needs to be upgraded in order for this to scale better. Devil, are you okay? You just keep running around in circles.
He broke down for like a split second.
Yeah, man. But we're definitely going to the most of the time. Once we get Amir's head.
Don't you already have Amir's head?
Yeah, it's gonna get it reincarnated. We're good.
Okay. Well, I mean, his story might matter, Ken, if it gives him like a hacks ability, because that would at least make him better. Like that would at least make him a better fighter. But like beyond, like scaling wise, it wouldn't make a difference right now. No. But like it would make him maybe a better fighter. Yeah, because I mean, like, because if you want to be Nostradamus, maybe only human can rival or surpass Adam. Not necessarily. Nostradamus is strong, but we'd have to see what he can do first. If they want to see if people want to buy more Last of Us, they picked a horrible way of doing because now there's the controversy of the remake being necessary. That's not a controversy. It's just an opinion.
Also, the Ghost of Tsushima versus The Last of Us 2 game sales, Ghost of Tsushima sold 4 million, while like Last of Us 2 sold like 2 something. So like,
well, one has gameplay.
well, Ghost of Tsushima was amazing. That game, that deserved Game of the Year for sure. That game was. No, I'm still upset that it took me this long to play this game because it's amazing.
I'll keep that in mind. Quinn is the best martial artist on record of Ragnarok. You mean hand-to-hand martial artist, right? Because I was gonna say, because like, technically swordsmanship is a martial art. Last of Us sold 10 million now, actually. Last of Us 2 sold 10 million?
Well, that's now, like, if we're talking about, well, okay, that's, if you want to count for, like, sales and that, well, then you have to look at how much Tsushima sold, because, like, during the time of when they were both out and both were, like, in their prime, Tsushima sold more, so I have to see how much.
So, Tsushima sold 8 million. Let me check Last of Us 2 just to make sure. Last of Us 2 sold 10 million. So they beat you by 2 million. Hermes is the second. Go.
Yeah, so that was a recent thing because, like I said, when they first came out, Tsushima was actually selling more.
I question how many of those Last of Us 2 sales are legitimate full price sales or like super discounted sales.
I'm going with the fact that they were probably super discounted.
When did you start playing Ghost? I guess, Neil, when did you start playing Ghost?
I mentioned before on stream that my dad actually recommended me Ghost of Tsushima, and I wanted to see how it was, and he told me it was probably one of the best games he's played. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree. This game was fucking amazing.
Yes, and I was surprised he knew his dad.
Fuck off. No. You know what? Fuck you.
You can go ahead and say whatever you want. You know it's true. I'll joke aside.
At least I don't have to fucking run across the border. I fucking was already in here. So.
Yeah, at least I don't have to walk down the street looking behind my back for cops. Alright.
You're right. It's other black people.
Yep. No. Alright. Neil, your dad has good taste. Hermes is the second fastest god. I think that's fair to say based off him being able to see the fist beyond time. I hope Hermes fights. I hope we... Actually, second fastest god... He has the second best... He has the best feat to say that, but we don't know if Poseidon or Hades could react to the fist of time, to be fair. TBH, there's shocking amount of games nowadays that sell like crazy and still end up losing the company money or considered disappointments. COD Vanguard. Okay, COD Vanguard wanted like a fucking $1 trillion. Don't even bring that up. Fallout 76, abysmal. Cyberpunk, disappointing. And I can say that. I bought Cyberpunk day one. Fuck all y'all. I bought that shit first day. You can't tell me I can't shit about Cyberpunk. Adam can copy everything Quinn in hand to hand. Yeah, but that's not kind of change. I hope when the Shin Shigami police force fights a record Ragnarok, they show them like Okatu, Hijigati, and the others. Devil, it's a puzzle. Are you gonna be okay?
No, it's not a puzzle.
Anigal participates in the tournament skills above Zeus Meteor Jab and Divine Axe. Maybe. I don't think that's completely unfounded to say, because technically they would scale above Ares, because yeah, Ares scales to it, so yeah, that's fair. Potentially. Anyways, Neil, what's your thoughts on the story of Ghost of Tsushima?
Bro, let me just say that Ghost of Tsushima's story is like, and I'm not even joking as well, it's probably one of my favorite stories of all time. Like, it's actually genuinely up there. It was a very emotional roller coaster. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Like, I'm not even, like, it may sound like I'm capping right now, but dude, you just gotta play Tsushima to understand it. This game, yeah, no, it definitely deserved its game of the year. No doubt.
Active directions above accurate sales, so it counts. Yeah, but they were disappointed not because the game was a failure per se. They were disappointed because they had such, they were shooting for the skies, you know.
Well, you have to understand. It's funny too because Capcom had a similar deal as well, where they like wanted games to like have a certain thing, otherwise they just won't continue. I think the borderline was like 1 mil, or was it actually higher? I don't remember.
Poseidon has the fastest linear speed shown.
Does he though?
Maybe, I don't know, because Zeus's like speed kept getting faster and faster. And technically, according to the Japanese version, some of those attacks Zeus was throwing in were the fist that surpassed time, apparently. Yeah, gotta love 2000s Capcom and their stupidly high expectations.
Yeah, because I remember Capcom having. That's one of the reasons why some games never really got sequels, because of Capcom. Then again, Capcom nowadays from Capcom back then is of almost might as well just be considered different entities at this point. I'm mad too because you know what? Well, then again, no, I can't say shit because Okami did get a sequel at least on the DS, and never mind.
I was talking about finite speed. Well, to be fair, what you specifically said was... You specifically said, fuck! They just keep making new ones! Anyways.
This is like the 7th one, I think, right?
Okay, so when you're saying linear speed, I thought you meant, like, progressively getting faster. This is like the 7th one. Yeah, they keep coming. The fuck is this? Although, to be fair, some of these might be ones I blocked a while back and forgot to make, like hidden for good. Neil, not only did I play Ghost of Tsushima, I platinum it and bought it and beat the DLC. Have not beaten New Game Plus, though.
Bro, tell me about it, man. Like, I'm not even joking. I absolutely love this game. I might actually put this game somewhere in, like, my list for, like, the best games I've ever played of all time. Easily one of the best games of, like, of the decade, being real.
No, this is a bot for sure. This is a bot for sure. Ridiculous.
No, like, I cannot stress this enough, guys. Like, any one of y'all here, play fucking Ghost of Tsushima. Like, just do it. Just actually do it. If I had $1 million, I would pay for every one copy in here in this chat right now. That's how much I'm serious about this.
I see my bot is working. Wow.
Sure, I understand what. Wait, where did you get those?
Yeah, like I said, the only issue that I have is that I didn't play this game sooner. Like, again, I don't know why it took me this long.
Arrows are dangerous. They're wicked. You find any more, you just.
And again, I like Sekiro and all, but I don't think Sekiro's coming close to Tsushima, honestly. And I love Soulsborne games. I love Sekiro, but like. Tsushima is its own breed, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's all I ask. Forgive me. Just take my arrows in their place. I have no need for them.
How far can Jack go for Luz and Jack in London? We'll talk about that later on in videos. Definitely one of my favorite PS4 games right up there. It's Spyro on PS5 and DMC5.
What's this about ahead?
I'll definitely have to see what I think about DMC5 once I get to that, because I've heard like nothing but high expectations for but nothing but like high praise for that one.
Claimed you could revive him.
Me?
I'm back. Just want to say Fran Haas character in the verse.
Please?
More or less, yeah, she is.
I mean, she doesn't really have much stiff competition.
Pamela. It's been a long time since I've
I'm just
practiced
being real.
equal
Kratos should have just made. No, fuck. I'm gonna finish it. No, I'm finishing
Go
this
ahead,
shit. So
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna be real. Kratos really should have just turned Freya from a widow to his wife. I'm just being real.
Can you stop being thirsty for one game? Aphrodite? Aphrodite's fucking trash in this verse. Zeus' mom was hotter, what you mean? I forgot what Zeus' mom looks like.
I mean it.
Same here, actually. Let me actually see that.
Do take it easy, Neil.
That's enough.
All right, she's not bad actually. All right, that's not actually bad. But I don't know, but it's still not Freya for me, honestly. Let's be real.
Let me see. Mimir, you there?
Yes.
Good.
Oh. Hello, Freya. Been a long time. You look well.
What I did for them. As far as I'm concerned, death suits you better.
I'd bow if I could, Your Majesty. Forgive me.
Back if that was my first DMC game. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know much about DMC5 because I'm basically very blind to it. Well, not very blind, but like I haven't really played it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to say that's a good start or not. It probably is though. I'm just saying. I got my start like at 3. 3 was my first DMC. Absolutely love it. It still is my favorite DMC so far.
Are you really going to lecture me about that?
Really, boy.
Nyx the Haas goddess and God of War on what the heck? Do you even see Nyx?
You're welcome.
Why did you do that?
We cannot trust her.
Because she's a god?
Have I taught you nothing, boy?
She's helped us a lot.
She lied.
Some people value the privacy.
Here's your statue.
When I require your counsel head, I will ask.
DMC has better wife was the God of War.
Tears temple in the Lake of the Nine.
I'm gonna be no. This is gonna be a take that people not agree with me here. But I'm gonna be real. DMC does have some good girls, but I think neither of them really have really good waifus. Honestly, just being honest.
World serpent?
Fair enough.
Do you know how to talk to him?
Indeed. He speaks an
Like and don't get me wrong, I do think DMC definitely has some good attractive characters as well. Like for example, Lady. I found Lady fucking. But yeah.
That's true. Norman Gandalf, a sparkling conversationalist.
That made by the whole series on PS4.
That's understandable. I can understand it. And also, I would say Ninja Gaiden, but technically that's cheating because it basically has the Dead or Alive cast with it, so it's like I can't really count that.
That's fair. You know, since it is the main series.
Shut up, Zim. Shut the fuck up.
No, I don't think I will.
Listen, man, I'm just again. One of these days I have to. One of these. If I get rich, I will actually pay Ninja Fury or anyone money just to continue this series. Like I will invest them. I will become their investor just to do this.
Money well spent, I suppose. Record of Ragnarok 2C. Probably. I mean, it's probably your 2C or low 2C.
I think Record of Ragnarok's personally like low 2C, but there is an argument you can't make for 2C personally. But I'm not too big of it.
And that's assuming you want to give them their statements, because I know some people are really anal about statements.
Yeah, other than that, you'll probably just get planet level tops, really, if that's the case.
Yeah.
One of the series has the best waifus of them all, especially. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I mean, I don't personally think they do, but they're definitely top for sure. Like they're up there. Deadass, I mean, among all of those you mentioned, I think Ellie was legitimately like one of the most attractive females in fiction. Just out like just a bombshell in almost every sense of the word.
Could you, if we're talking about waifus, Neo, who's the best Persona 5 R girl?
Hmm.
Go ahead, Neo. Go ahead.
Let me actually give me a minute. Let me actually. I guess nah. Fuck it. I've always said it before. I'm still gonna say Futaba at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter.
Why did Freya spin your face?
No. Speak of
They call me a simpleton, but nah, bro. Just good on every level. Futaba.
Baldur is blessed with invulnerability to all threats,
Yep.
physical or magical.
boasting of a god. Everyone has a weakness.
Welcome back to the game. Yeah.
Him,
Fucking
I'm
hell.
afraid. Baldur is blessed with invulnerability to all threats, physical or magical.
You just said that.
Zeus and Record Ragnarok is universal on God.
What is the source of this
I
power?
mean,
Well,
yeah.
it involved
You sick degenerate. Shut up. Shut up. Listen. I don't care what you think. I don't care. She is a
Fair.
bombshell. Who the fuck? So.
Uh-huh. Have a seat, Neo.
Oh my gosh.
What were you planning on doing here today, Neo, exactly?
No. Oh god.
They're over there in the restroom and you're taking off your pants. What's going on here? Zeus with Rebecca Ragnarok is universal. Yeah. I agree with that. Chris Hansen wants to see you, Neo. Chris Hansen's already in his house. He just hasn't realized it yet. The worst thing about my favorite Persona girl is that you can only play as her at the end of the game.
Yeah, that is true.
Mimir, we're on the lake.
perfect. Dock us near the bridge.
Hang on. Chris Hansen also like to see you use him. For what purpose would Chris Hansen wants to see me? I've done nothing wrong. I'm not Neo.
Mimir, you never did tell me why Freya spin your face.
Well, she blames me in large measure for her present circumstances, and not totally without reason.
Enough. Stories, not while on foot. Our focus is Ed. How do we speak to the
That's bugged.
There's a horn on a platform at the middle.
Onaga, it's Stonebreaker Ragnarok verse, depending on where you want to scale Onaga.
That horn.
God of War Zeus versus Record Ragnarok Zeus. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. So like, let me think on this actually, because like I do scale the Record Ragnarok Zeus higher, but the thing is that like from what I do remember regarding Zeus from God of War is he has at least some stupid stuff on him, like not crazy, but like still has some good abilities on him. Well, Zeus isn't like from Record Ragnarok isn't like hackless. I wouldn't say he's actually I say he's far from hackless. It's just that when comparing the two, I don't think that I would say I don't know. It's kind of an interesting one. I don't know.
I would ask. It depends on where you scale God of War Zeus.
Ovid is the best Tales of girl. Yeah, I'm probably gonna now. I'll probably have to get that to Sheena or Amelia. It's either one of those two, honestly.
Thor's the fat jobber. He was probably sick of looking at it.
But doesn't that hurt?
Well, he and Thor have a bit of an unpleasant history between them. Or they will, anyway. I guess waking up to see it was worse than the thought of lumps of
God, Doomslayer versus Yukari. Yukari would actually, like, unironically, she would win that.
concern is your knife?
She would basically just sever the border between reality and non-reality and just erase Doomslayer completely. Or, matter of fact, just manipulate his name his name and basically just conceptually fuck with him and so on and so forth.
Okay, mine can. He scales God of War differently than you guys do.
Well, yeah, no, I don't scale. I don't believe that Zeus from God of War is 2C or higher. I personally actually scale Zeus to, well, actually God of War Zeus that is, but I scale Zeus at like Universal personally, but like that's about it. Universal and Massively Fashion like plus.
He knows the pain of your loss. He will help you.
Can Jack outlast Adam's eyes and kill him? Probably not. Especially if we give Adam the fist. If we give Adam the punch beyond time or fist beyond time as well, he just wouldn't.
What is it? Oh, nothing to be concerned about.
What is he doing?
Making sure we're headed in the right direction. Listen closely now.
What's Pod agreed to?
To get us into the land of the giants. First, we need to learn the travel rune that opens realm travel to Jotunheim. Second,
No one
get that
knows.
rune into the special gateway.
That one of the people.
The downplays monsters. Damn. Maybe see you later. I'm gonna go to sleep. Later's Ken.
Giants, in their infinite wisdom, saw to it that no ordinary chisel would do the job.
Whatever. I'd rather have Zeus at that level than have him at like fucking 5D 2A some shit.
Oh, you need 1A?
Yeah. Oh god, I keep forgetting that there are people who do already 1A Kratos. Goddamn.
Wait, look.
Alright, Ivan. I'll lower the refiner.
You can see more of the realm towers and statues.
Does Neo know anything about Xenoblade 2? Yes, I know I know just about everything about the Xeno games. It's literally one of my favorite series of all time.
What? Sorry, 65-pound doggo, one hit up. Yeah, I don't even know where I cut Pierce's set.
No, yeah, where you put Zeus at? So again, like, if we scale them comparable, I think I probably would give that to in the comments. Ask, whoops, did you say that?
Kamen Rider versus Wrecker Ragnarok God. It depends on what Kamen Riders you're bringing, because some of them get badly destroyed while others like basically flick the fuck out of the God of War. I mean, fuck me, out of the Wrecker Ragnarok gods. I mean, the statement still applies, but still, not talking about that though.
Neo can't control himself. He just keeps talking shit.
Like, just for perspective, like some of the more stronger Kamen Riders are capable of like destroying an infinite multiverse, have like crazy shit like being able to travel through time naturally, and so on and so forth. Then you have like others who are like literally become one with all of existence in the multiverse. Then you have like others who can like manipulate plot and like every like thing in the universe, like reality, time, space, laws, concept. And then you just have other, like, again, it just depends on which Kamen Rider you bring, because some of them are just actually really stupidly powerful, while others are just like, no, not really.
Okay, Neo, what if we became the driver of the Aegis? What the fuck is the Aegis?
That'd be interesting, actually. I'm not sure what that would entail, because that would also mean he'd basically have like a living sword waifu right next to him at all times. So like, not sure.
Oh, getting a little jealous there, Neo? Do try to control yourself. Yeah, no, if you scale them comparable, I would give that to Record of Ragnarok Zeus. 'Cause, I mean, you could argue Fear Zeus would probably beat him, but technically, Record of Ragnarok Zeus has the ability to erase, I think, all of existence. Or at least he's able to erase whatever he wants from existence. So, you'd have to take that, and then you'd have to just extrapolate it further.
Kamen Rider X8 Hyper Muteki form. Bro, okay, that's just overkill. You don't need to bring that in for fucking Ragnarok of all things.
Wow. The downplay is real. When did you realize you just wanted to become a down player?
Or I have okay, so I accept a lot more than some others. Like some people don't even fucking have at like tier 3 or tier 2.
My point still stands, Neo, please.
Would Pyra and Mithra even stand Dante? I don't think that Dante would have any would like really be a nuisance to him at all. Really, I don't mean his personality isn't like anything that would like really make them annoyed or anything like that. So I don't see why they would not stand him.
Oh.
It's like,
Sora and Shiro from No Game No Life versus Yugi and the Pharaoh.
That depends actually. It depends on certain factors. I don't think that like they are like stronger per se, but they have certain things about them that is pretty, let's just say, interesting. How powerful is Kamen Rider X8 Hyper Miyuki form? It's like 2A, basically. Possibly higher, but 2A.
Well, she blames me in large measure for her present circumstances, and not totally without reason.
So in order to learn the story, the game forced you to be on boat?
Prior to that, wars for the ACO
You what?
easily won, but the Vanir have proved their equal and exacted devastating damage. Both sides.
Oh, 1:30 a.m.
And for many of us, quite frankly, war was simply no fun anymore, but a rather senseless waste of precious life. Wouldn't you agree, brother?
How well do you think Saber, Nero, and Dante would stand each other? I mean, same here applies. I don't think that Dante would have like a personality that really like pushes her away from Saber at that point. I mean, pushes him away from Saber at that point.
I think that should be the next protag swap.
What? Saber and Dante? Boo.
Oh shit! Oh wait. Actually, I don't think. Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure many people in the server even know about Fate, much less the scaling. So it's like it's gonna be a bit weird here.
It'd be good though.
Which would you rather play? Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. You're good.
Which would you rather play, Avengers 2020 or The Last of Us 2? Well, Avengers 2020 actually could have been better. It's just that they just did some stupid decisions with it. Last of Us 2, I just playing that just makes me remember that cyanide's a thing, and that I'd be better off ingesting that.
Yeah, because the only thing Bleach will do is turn your shit white.
Probably. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You're good. Oh damn, I'm underleveled.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine, he says. I'll be fine.
Maybe if you weren't fucking trash.
You can debate Super Sentai beat Ragnarok's character too, because Super Sentai can scale their Kamen Rider from crossover movie. Technically, they're the same verse, but also some of the more powerful Sentais technically have feats above Ragnarok. Again, I don't think that Ragnarok is a weak verse. It's just that you're comparing the fucking Kamen Rider of all things, a verse notorious for being stupidly OP. I would see Saber Nero trying to flirt with Dante, given that she is very flirtatious and an attention. Yeah, no, that is actually Saber Nero, so yeah, that'd be funny. Although I'm pretty sure Dante would be also. Well, then again, not too many people are named Nero from where he comes from, so like.
Definitely be a little weird. Yeah, I'm just not familiar with Fate at all.
You know, one thing that's always, I just don't remember something. This is like something stupid I've always considered. Imagine if characters actually speak the languages that like they're actually relative to. It would make like interaction so much more harder because just imagine like, for example, like Kratos and Dante, fucking Kratos would be speaking ancient Greece and shit. Meanwhile, fucking Dante would be like, "What the fuck is he saying, dude?"
Oh, demons are actually multilingual.
Yeah, no, that is true. I'm just saying it's kind of something to consider that nobody really considers about like characters actually speaking their native languages in a match, but like we're just assuming that they all speak the same language.
That's actually one of the jokes they make in the JoJo community. Because Dio knows Japanese perfectly, despite the fact that like he should be speaking just pure English. Is Power Rangers more powerful in Super Sentai?
Kinda, yeah, actually, because you can scale Power Rangers, at least the stronger characters, to like 5D, specifically through the power grid, the morphing grid that is, and the likes, and so on and so forth. Although, like I said, you can technically scale Kamen Rider / Sentai to 5D as well, so it's like, in that case, it's like even.
You know, if you leave Lightning with Dante 24 hours, how long do you think she'll get? How long till she'll get pissed?
I don't even think you need 24 hours. You would just not like Dante at all.
Okay, okay, yeah. So when I sent the other ones on timeout, I think these are the ones that are just coming back.
But yeah, no, Lightning would just not like Dante at all. Like it wouldn't even take long for her to just say like, yeah, fuck this dude, I hate him.
Nonsense. Lightning will be very understanding. She'd be like, "Oh, Dante, I know it's not your fault. You're a piece of shit."
Oh my god. No, here's the funny thing about it. Among like all the Final Fantasy Pro tags, I think the one that Dante would actually probably get along with the most is like Zidane or Bards.
Why would he get along with that loser? Dante's best friend would be Garland.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know, man.
Listen, they'd probably listen to the same music. Hang on.
No, unironically, like I do see it. I could actually see Jack probably being like good buds with like Dante. I could actually see that. Artorias would probably be best along with Virgil. Yeah, I definitely see that for sure. Actually.
You sick fuck.
Ow, what? Hold on, what? Ow.
All you do is scale underage children.
Oh, what? No. What the fuck, man?
You're part of the community of fucking game journalists that were upset SMT didn't have a dating sim attached to it.
Bro, I am literally one of the last people to ask for that. What do you mean?
Uh-huh. Very convenient.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting on how they would do that, but I don't expect SMT to ever do that.
Oh, well, they're doing it with Devil Summoner.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is true. You're right. Well, actually, Soul Hackers, but yeah. No.
Whatever. I don't know. What Villain Dante hate the most though?
What FF villain would Dante hate the most? Thinking among all of them, I think he would probably. Let me think on that actually. Oh. I gotta think on that actually. Give me a minute. I can't really. I guess no, no, no. Never mind. Take it back. I don't know which one you would probably hate the most. I guess only one, and this may sound ironic, and people can disagree with me here. I think the one you probably might hate the most, ironically enough, would probably actually be Sephiroth. Like, that's the only one that I can actually think of. He would actually probably just not like at all.
Wow.
Like, let's think of it this way, because, like, first game you have, like, Garland, which he'll probably be fine with, and I'm not sure what do you think about Chaos, at all, but, sorry, going.
He'd just be like, you want to kill Chaos, Dante? Yeah, okay.
And then Emperor is just, he's just evil. He's just evil to be evil, but I'm not sure if Dante would hate that, per se. Cloud of Darkness is just literally the void.
He'd hate Cloud of Darkness because Cloud of Darkness isn't wearing clothes.
I mean, like, she's, like, neither evil or, like, she's neither evil or good. She just is the void and is desire to destroy. So it's like, eh.
All
she's
she
kind of like,
is a slut.
But you can almost think of, like, Cloud of Darkness having, like, sort of like a instinctual desire to destroy. Like, it's not technically her desire to do so, it's just that that's what she's created to do.
Sounds like a whore to me.
And 4 you have Gobez, who just is, well, an asshole. But I'm not sure if Dante would hate that. X-Def is just a tyrant and also an asshole, but also, yeah, mainly a tyrant.
A lot of these people tend to be assholes, don't they?
Kefka is the biggest asshole, actually, and also, dude is just actually insane and mad. Like, he actually is insane.
Sounds about right.
So it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if you would hate, like, any of the ones from, like, the original. So that's one reason why I bring up Sephiroth. The reason why I think he might hate Sephiroth the most is just due to, like, I don't know. It's a bit weird, but, like, I think there was more things with Sephiroth he probably disliked more than others, to be told. Because, like, comparing him to other antagonists around the same era, Ultimecia is just, well, she's just trying to take over time, and also just trying to still maintain her iron grip on the future. And then you have, like, Zidane. I mean, not Zidane. Then you have, like, Kuja, who's just envious and jealous.
Oh, that actually reminds me. I guess we finally got... I guess Stranger in Paradise also confirms the origin of the Ultima weapons.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, because there's a weapon in Stranger in Paradise just called Ultima Weapon Origin. It is story relevant, so I won't mention too much about it for now. I thought that was kind of funny.
I've been missing some questions. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no, I was going to ask Devil if he was taking off because his stream cut out for a minute there, but it looks like it's fine.
Because I think he would hate Kefka or Sephiroth Kefka because it would remind him of Jester, but worse. Yeah, more or less. And if he found out what he did to Terra World, probably, I don't know. What character do you think gets more pissy about their flatness, Blonde or? I would probably actually say Blonde, because Blonde will actually kill you, will actually murder you in cold blood if you fucking insult her chest.
What chest?
Exactly the point. Blonde would probably kill you on the spot right there, or at least beat you to where you wish you were dead. Talking about her lack of breast. What if Virgo became an Aegis driver? Same thing, basically just gets a sword waifu right next to him at all times. Although, alternatively, I think he'd probably just not care for their presence at all.
Callus versus Noctis?
Oh, you mean the dude from 13? Antagonist. No,
you mean Chaos?
Oh my gosh.
Well, he is Chaos, right? Because I see him turn to some giant monster in Upper Omnia. I don't know what his actual story is.
He's a bit complicated, but you can. I guess you can say that, but it's a bit weird.
Chaos!
Sure, fine. Let's just roll with that. The Guardian wins that though. I'm not sure honestly, because like I don't remember Chaos being particularly. Well, it depends actually. Well, no, because I'm just talking about like in an equalized setting here. Because if we were to not, I would say Chaos with ease. But other than that, like an equalized setting, I probably would
Yeah,
give it
you
to
can keep
Nexus.
saying that for now. For now. But now I have avenues. Now, not only I have Stranger of Paradise, but I've also apparently seen there's a Japanese Ultimania, but I don't know if that's valid or not, because I have the official works, which is the exact same thing as an Ultimania. So I don't know on that one.
I'd go for Skandar for the Medusa fight.
What was that, Devil?
Ryan asked a question about Fate.
Is Skandar versus Medusa? I'm pretty sure it's Skandar in that case. Because from where I'm well then again it also does depend okay, so like with a lot of these fates, a lot of these matches with fate, it does kind of depend honestly.
What the fuck?
Well, I wonder if we'll be able to reach 1,000 by the time we're done with this game.
Probably. Especially if we go for the Valkyrie fights.
Are you gonna go for the Valkyrie fights?
I'm debating it. Either that or we go to my profile with give me a challenge and then just do all the Valkyrie fights. I think I only have a few left anyway.
You can do that one. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Would it be interesting dynamic between Virgil and Mithra? One wants to never use their power, where the other wants to use his and more. That would be pretty interesting dynamic. Again, I don't envision not Dante. I don't envision Virgil ever using the Aegis just out of pure pride alone, but all just because he probably just doesn't like him.
I already blocked it. That's a new one. Holy fuck. These fuckers just keep coming back. It's like fucking whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
It's okay. I no longer have to go up there. We should be fine.
If you say so.
I destroyed the seal. I'll come back with stronger gear and just fuck all of them up.
Please don't. You know, I wonder if the reason it keeps popping up is because we keep saying fuck all the time.
Oh, shit.
You okay?
It is going to get back up there.
Can't you just go up there and come back down?
No. Once I go up there, I'm locked in the combat scenario.
I could understand Mithra, but why would anyone not like Pyra? Well, no, it's just the type of person that Virgil is in general. I wouldn't say that he would hate Pyra. He just probably would not interact with her much at all.
What the fuck?
Damn it.
And here you thought you were so clever cheesing the game, but the game was like, no.
These are higher level enemies. That's all. once I become their level, it won't matter. Actually,
DMC5 Virgil would probably try to interact with them. I wish I need to play through DMC5 so I can actually get a frame of reference how Virgil is in that game because from what I've heard he's actually a lot different than how he's been portrayed in the series up until that point.
Something like that. Can you get stronger or no?
yeah, now level 3.
Oh, I see. Are they level 3? Or wait, were you level 2 then?
Yep.
Ah, I see. I do not like gear-based level systems.
Oh, neither do I. I like skill base.
Because that is actually how Strangers of Paradise does it, and I don't like it. It's one of my few complaints about the game.
Rip.
Why are you gonna just sit there and block them?
I mean, do you like it?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't mind it personally. It's just that I do prefer skill based though. So yeah.
And I prefer these bots with fuck off.
I saw it too. I saw it too. Right as you. Bro, this is more than 10 times now, I believe. Sora from KH versus Kaz. I would actually give it to Sora. No joke. You should read Visions of V as well. I did say that I already told like the server that I do plan on going through like all of DMC, so I do plan on like actually like playing for all the games and like actually bothering to like read all the novels, mangas, and so on and so forth. Like some of them I have, but like I haven't like really completed some. Like for example with the manga, like I haven't like read all of it, but I have read a bit. I need to finish it.
Dude, for the anime, just do a watch party in the server.
Mm. But yeah, no. The bottom line is, I do plan on going like for like a whole DMC. Like, I do like basically do plan on going like the whole mile and like going for just about everything. Also, that's my phone. Ignore that.
That's fine. I won't ignore it. Silence your phone, heathen. Is Lightning 2...
I got just in time.
Lightning 2B after becomes the goddess? Not exactly. You can make a case, and the reason for that is through stupid scaling things and the likes that happens in like Final Fantasy 13-2, but I'm not gonna get into that. But I personally just scale Lightning at like low 2C to 2C at most. Creator versus God Kefka. I would get to the God Kefka. He technically also scales higher too, I believe. Like, I've seen like again, the creator does like scale to like the crystals, and also because he like literally was the one that created them, but also like he does scale to like some of the bosses and like for and like in the classic games. That's all I'm gonna say. But like, yeah.
You know, this creator seems to create a lot of things, but can he create a decent fucking storyline?
Bruh, listen, I'm sorry, man. It's just, it's not. Again, I cannot say anything that already hasn't been said about After Years. It was just a thing that happened.
Arden versus Sephiroth, depends on where you scale them. If we're talking equalized, Arden wins. Or why am I saying equalized? If we're talking Dissidia, Arden wins. They already have a functional like equalized key. It's just called Dissidia. Devil, I think he's charging up again.
Yeah, he was. Just a little bit, though.
A sword Dante gets to the NC5 would look cool to all wield the mirror sword. Not equalized. I mean, technically, Arden would just survive anything that Sephiroth throws his way. Although technically, Arden's darkness is not the source of his immortality, which is kind of interesting.
Oh. I think he can be stuck.
I was gonna say honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like looking back on some of the stuff that I've gone back on with like Final Fantasy, I think I know. I think I might actually just make a case for, or at least have like a possibly 2C creator, because one thing I did remember as well in after years is that like the things from the crystals apparently are supposed to be improved versions of like the originals and that they create. So through that you could make a, and like you could make a case for like 2C in the case, but the thing is I don't think it would really scale back to any of like the originals because they're supposed to be versions that are like superior to the originals. So at the very worst, I mean at the very most, this is probably just make Final Fantasy like 4 2C, but even then I'm a bit iffy on that. I don't know. Is this something that I did remember being a thing you can argue? I actually wonder if they're ever going to bring back the creator in the series, because it's it's a pretty interesting concept. It's basically this alienoid extra dimensional being who just literally one day decided he just wants to evolve planets and just threw crystals onto them.
It's a place of hope. Fucking hell, fucking hell, fucking hell.
Alright, where's the cows? Again, just mental rescale them. Cal's 2C, Ari 2C, or 2B? Wait, what?
I don't know. I mean, then again, Zim is doing some stuff about 15, but even then, I haven't really heard anything that would get Arden to like tier 2 though.
Yeah, I'm kind of like saving most of the things to put it in the video, to put it in the script. Cause Paradox acts with the chaos. So it is chaos.
Well, chaos in 13's universe is a bit of a weird thing, cause it's a bit of a weird thing. He does have a lot of hacks through like the chaos stuff. It's a bit weird. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Chaos.
Although coincidentally as well, it's kind of funny because it's like chaos is also very similar to like the darkness, which makes me do wonder what the hell's up with that.
Probably the fucking Lufania just kept throwing all their fucking shit everywhere. No, so afterwards I was like, all right, that's a cool theory and all, but like, there's no way that's true. So I went to open up the novel. I looked on the wiki. Yeah, it's never, the Star Scourge is never given an origin. Just that it might have shown up with the meteor. That's it. So yeah, it's completely fair game.
You know, how much do you know about DMC5? I haven't played it. That's the problem.
Also,
like I do know. Oh, sorry, go on.
Also via scaling, I'm actually gonna have to sit down and look at Stranger Than Paradise more carefully, because technically Bahamut was planning to destroy the darkness, something that even the Lufenians couldn't do. So, and he does succeed if we take the events of Final Fantasy 15's ending into account. So, I'm gonna have to actually sit down and look at what the Lufenians can do. You already like the Lufenians, Zim? Nah, fuck Lufenians. They're all a bunch of cunts. All my homies hate Lufenia. Right, Neo?
I mean, sure.
You know, I know you're a Final Fantasy 1 fan, but I know you ain't about to tell me you like them no good Lufenians. Go ahead. Because I know you show up to their city in Final Fantasy 1, Neo. What are your thoughts on the Lufenians?
Well, I mean, honestly, only subsequent material is really giving me anything to talk about.
Very convenient. Very convenient. I'll be keeping an eye on you.
You know the upgrades Dante get. I'm gonna be real that, like I said, be real when I say that, like, part of the reason why I actually did bother to want to go through DMC, because I just want to get a grasp on its scaling.
I thought Arden scaled Noctis after the final fight in Final 15. He does. The point I'm trying to make is that technically what Bahamut and what Noctis can do technically would scale above what the Lufenians can do. Which, if that's the case, well, then I can make some really silly arguments just off Strangers of Paradise alone. The Lufenians are also responsible for the events of the city of Final Fantasy. If that's true, I'll say if that's true, that's oh no. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna again. I finished Strangers of Paradise. I've got the achievement for clearing it on Chaos. I have all the things unlocked. It's very silly what it does for this. Very silly what it does for 15. Hang on. Which ones do you have right now? Yeah, Bahamut, Pandemonium.
Noctis isn't 2C? I mean, again, I don't know. I have to see what stuff Zim brings to the table, because from what I scale, I personally don't have him at tier 2 at all.
Where most people scale Noctis to like multi-continent. I was gonna talk about a mod idea for Dante and DS5, but there'd be spoilers. Yeah, just don't say anything for now. It's fine. Yeah, no. Okay, I am working on right now researching, but I gotta start scripting pretty soon the 15 video. Because depending on how that goes, I'm kind of glad I waited till Stranger of Paradise, because Stranger of Paradise, unironically, is just. It gives 15 a lot of statements that I can make a lot of stupid arguments for. I say stupid because, like, you would never assume this if it wasn't for Strangers of Paradise. In fact, the Warrior of Light is the creation of Lufenia, who was created in the image of Sid of Lufenia.
Well, not exactly. So, the extent in which Lufenians, which it wasn't even the entire race, it was just Sid, basically, the only extent to what it is essentially that he basically made a deal with Shinryu and essentially made a mannequin, which was the Warrior of Light, and so on and so forth. It's a bit of a weird situation here, but it's not like they literally like call like a multiversal event or anything like that. It's just that he made a very dumb deal with like some cosmic beings, and it kind of backfired. Well, I mean, on the bright side, at least he made the Warrior of Light, but still, yeah, backfired.
He should be like Jack and just kill cosmic beings when they show up, named Chaos. Adult Noctis for adult Sasuke with equal stats. I'm gonna give that to Noctis.
Fucking hell.
I was gonna say, Devil, do you want to just call it there for a day?
Yeah, we can. And if you pick this up next week, I'll have my normal days off, so Tuesday or Wednesday.
Alright, well, we'll put you back on Tuesday then, I was gonna say, because I might get kicked out a little earlier, so I want to end the stream a little earlier today. Alright, fellas, we'll be ending the stream there for a day, since, just in case I get kicked out, that way it doesn't affect the stream. Because last time with Kyle, when we were streaming this late, I got kicked out a lot earlier than I was expecting. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. There should not be any, as far as I know, there will be no live streams until maybe Sunday again. There might be a video up between then, depending on how much work I get done this week, but we'll see what happens. So, with that said, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next stream or video.